Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 31 of the smobcast. So we got a lot to talk about today, which is wow, thank God, because like after weeks of like going every other week because we just didn't have much to talk about other than the tier lists. This is a blessing, but we have stuff going on NA, we have stuff going on JP, and we even just got to see like a new servant just this morning. So all that and more as we get into this. But yeah, good morning, Plushie. I say good morning. It's 4 p.m. here.
Good morning.
I just
It
woke
is
up like
4
2
p.m.
hours
here
ago.
too.
So,
I see.
yeah, it's still morning for me.
Yeah,
It's
nice.
I guess let's get right into it. So this one is so complicated. I kind of love it. Like it's nice that they're actually like making more complex things. She's very much not a normal AoE arts servant. But yeah, Aoko, she turns out to be a foreigner, which is a little odd. And as you can see, we've got like multiple stats here. Yeah, there's a lot to be confused about here. But yeah, her being foreigner class, that means she has the higher absorb because she's an archer. Archer absorb, that is. That's where foreigners are on it, and then she also has the passive stars, so she crits fairly reliably, I would say. She has a Buster arts deck normally, but then when she transforms with her NP, she actually has an arts deck, which is a little odd. And when I
don't like it, but
yeah, it can be a bit odd if you're going for crit damage. But
I mean, it's also the fact that they nerfed her gain.
Yeah.
Why?
I forgot to mention that. When she is transformed, her arts cards are 0.99%, which is like
really bad.
Yeah, it's like bottom 5 in the game.
Isn't it the second worst? It's just better than Valk's. I think it's the second worst.
I think there are 4. So I actually just had this.
Oh, Duryodhana.
Yeah, Duryodhana and Emiya are tied at 0.92. Then Ranmaru's at 0.9. I think that's the lowest of anyone's.
Oh yeah, Ranmaru. Oh, never mind. I forgot about Ranmaru. Bruh. Okay, I guess it's not. Okay, it's still pretty bad, but like, I guess it's not as bad as I thought. It's still pretty fucking bad, but
personally, I don't feel like it affects her too much, unless you're just trying to like super spam her NP every turn. But like in general performance, she still spams her NP a lot.
Yeah, I will agree with that. I think the souring of the cards for me is definitely from soloing. Like that, most of the time I have a like. I become more sensitive to like card gains of a servant is usually when I solo with them, and when you solo with her, holy shit! Because I think she has some. Okay, we'll talk about her solo potential and talk about her skills. I think one of her skills are really cool for solos, but like when I'm soloing with her, her cards just. Anyways.
Yeah. So yeah, spoiler. She has 2 sets of skills. When you use one of them and she transforms, it does stay on cooldown. It doesn't increase the cooldown or anything because like these skills do have separate cooldowns. Some of them at least. But this first one, I'm sorry, I just popped in a candy and I really shouldn't have, because now you can hear it. So first one, she gets 3 what are called magic bullets.
Yep.
Hold on. We'll be right back.
Magic missile. But yeah. I think I haven't tested this out because like something weird happens with her extra attack. Apparently there's no cap to like, can you remind me what is the cap for attack up buffs?
I do not remember the attack up one. I only remember A couple
Yeah,
of
the
them.
crit and the card effectiveness
Okay.
are both 500, right?
Actually, before we get into that though, so we got 3 magic bullet buffs. What they do, they increase their attack by 50% before every card, and only for that card. So it's a one-time 50% attack buff. And
Pretty
she
good, honestly.
spends one of them every time she uses it. And every time she extra attacks, she removes all of them, and it's 50% attack times however many you have on top of that extra attack. So you can actually see some pretty good extra attack damage sometimes. But the thing is, if you're going to be doing an extra attack, you're going to be using these before that, because that means you're
Yeah,
going to use at least 3 of them.
3. Yeah, yeah.
So before she transforms, don't expect to get any on the extra attack.
Yeah.
But we're going to go to Super Aoko's skills second instead of every other one.
Harder than Spishtar Extra? I mean, how much is Spishtar Extra again? It's just 100,
I
right?
think it's 100% effectiveness up
Yeah.
or damage.
So, yeah, this is an attack up, so it's a bit different, but
yeah.
it,
Okay.
you should be able to get higher numbers. I mean, total numbers, because it's AoE. It's complicated. Depends on what form you're using. Anyways.
Okay, so the second skill is like really good. It's team-wide 20% charge and 10 stars per turn. It's 7-turn cooldown, so a lot of downtime, but the thing is, the unfortunate thing is when you use this skill, if she NPs, she loses the skill. It gets removed.
I don't know why. Why, dude? It's so stupid. Anyways, but yeah, if you look at it in a vacuum, like if you look at Pope Jones skill 3, right? Pope Jones skill 3 is what, 20 charge per turn for team. That's it. 8 turn cooldown.
And then also 20% attack.
Oh, 20% attack. So this is like, I would say most of the time better. But yeah.
But then again, I don't know. I still like this skill a lot because, like, you're not always going to. Not every setup is going to be great for getting her to instantly NP. Because maybe you want to save batteries for one of the consecutive turns, so she's actually able to loop and get more out of 3-turn buffs.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
oftentimes I'll actually just immediately use this, and I wait a couple turns building charge for the team. Then afterwards.
I mean, yeah.
But
You are kind of you do want to do that. I just think like, okay, my take is I think you still want to transform her as soon as possible. Like maybe you don't want to dump all the resources into her to transform, but if you have the choice to transform, I think you would always transform because I think you get it so much more in her super form.
I forgot to mention, this also gives you 20 stars on the first skill. Right. Anyways.
Oh yeah. So this is like I don't understand why she removes it after she transforms, because there's already incentive for her to hold this to wait until after she transforms. So I don't know why they're discouraging you from rushing her transformation even more. Like I'm usually like when I'm in a challenge quest, I'm usually forced to do this just to speed up her transformation sequence. Because spoiler alert, she doesn't have any actual battery. This is the only MP charge skill she has in her entire kit. So it's not that easy to get her to transform, especially if you're not like using a bunch of charge supports, like supports with MP charge, for example. So yeah, I mean, I don't think they needed to remove this effect after she transforms. Like she could definitely still keep it.
Yeah, the 30% per turn though, it would be a little ridiculous.
Is it?
Yes.
I mean, it runs out. You press this, you transform. The cooldown doesn't come back, so 30% per turn. Like it's not like it's easy to immediately transform with her. I think it's fine.
It's I don't know, man. That's a lot of fucking charge, and it wouldn't really have much of a demerit. Because like
Tonalico has way more charge.
I know about Tonalico, but if you want to get like the full charge with her, you have to NP with her, and then you also want to have overcharge or cooldown reduction on it.
Isn't that the
But
same with her? You need to MP with her, and her MP doesn't do anything. By the way, like her MP isn't like a damaging MP that has a bonus effect on top of it. Her MP is
yeah,
just to transform. It does nothing.
yeah, but she doesn't just like immediately. She doesn't get her NP as easily because she doesn't have. Okay,
Yeah,
she can't
that's the
get
problem.
her. I don't know.
I know
don't
what
know.
you mean. I know what you mean, but I think that's overbalancing. I think like if you are spending 100 external buffs to make her charge the team for 30 charge for 3 turns on a 7-turn cooldown that you cannot use again afterwards. I think that's fair, dude. Like, what's unfair about that? I don't think that's unfair at all.
I don't know, man. AoE 30% per turn is just a lot of battery.
She can't do it again. She can't do it again even.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, even in the short term, like, I mean, you, whatever. It's, I'm not gonna like fight so much on it. Let's move on to the third skill. So the third skill is like the most interesting skill she's got right now. So she targets one ally. She can target herself, of course. They get a 30% Quick Arts Buster buff, as well as 30% crit. And then 2k HP regen. And then they get a very special type of... it's not quite debuff immune. It's demerit immune. So, like, they're... So, if you have a... It depends on what kind of skill, but if it's phrased as, like, okay, it's got a demerit... and then you get the effects, like, this is supposed to prevent that demerit from happening. It also applies to Noble Phantasms. So, like, servants that self-stun, does self-HP drain get blocked?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, those types of demerits will get blocked. However, things like Sacrifice, so Arash, Qingong, Habitrot, and then, ironically as well, Sojiro, none of them survive as a result of that. But, I mean, you can still, like, use Guts, so is what it is. But she, yeah, this is a pretty decent supportive skill. I like it. Oftentimes I'll use it on her before she switches because I don't know when to use her third skill and I hold on to it forever, like the other third skill. And this is just like a pretty solid skill in and of itself. But you can do some pretty cool stuff. Because of her second skill and her third skill, she actually does have some decent supportive utility. Like there are genuinely some farming comps that you can run because of her. Because you got like 20% per turn, so she's a 40% charger kinda. And then she's also got rainbow card buff.
It's a big rainbow too. 30 rainbow's big.
Yeah. Yeah, I used her. I actually made Frankenstein Black Grail loop with her. It was very dumb. It only works against low HP casters, but it works. And then she can also make Tamcat loop, but she needs K-scope and plugs, so like people are not gonna care. I don't know though. Like some cat fans are just gonna be thrilled to have that option. Period. So
I mean, you can do that with BB. No, not really. She has a charge per turn. Yeah, you're right.
Well, with Cat, she can't do that because her refund is just not good. But I think also if you have Oberon, you can just sort of brute force it because
probably. Because
then you're gonna be like you only need 10% refund for the first turn, then 30% for the second. So it's something.
I'm just farming off stream with Alco, and like every fucking time the Buster turns into Arts. Anyway, sorry, keep going.
Yeah, it's weird, but we'll get into that. So speaking of Super Alco, she's got a different set of skills. Her first skill is kind of like it's doubled and then halved in ways, because it's double the cooldown. But you're also getting double the magic bullet buffs. And of course, they do the same thing. Then, like, you're actually gonna see some effect on the extra attack, depending on what you do, because also the NP consumes all of them. But then she also gets a 1-turn invuln and 30% arts for 3 turns. So you're like, you got high uptime on this shit. Like,
This is insane.
yeah, 30% arts for 3 turns out of 4. So her NP gain actually ends up being basically 1.3% instead of 1%.
Yeah,
Because
this
most of
is
the
really
time,
good. And 4-turn cooldown solemn. Like that is
yeah,
what made me want to try her with solos, because in solos usually 1-turn evades are the same as 3-turn evades, or slightly worse only. So this is like 4-turn cooldown evade. It is really short cooldown. But
yeah,
but
yeah, it's very good uptime on this skill. And then her second skill, it's 100% battery, because why not? And then 40 stars.
eh.
So part of the reason why I say that okay, actually we'll get into that later. So yeah, it's just like kind of standard, like, okay, you can pop her NP, you don't need any cards, and then like
Yeah.
okay, use this and now you can NP again.
It's actually a standard 100 battery as well. 7-turn cooldown. It's like and a bonus effect. Like yes, 40 star is a big star bomb, but it's. I think it's just a standard. It's not like an overtuned battery, which is
Yeah.
nice.
Then her third skill, a little familiar if you
Way too.
recall a certain someone that is an NPC that has a certain set of effects. Like, they even both have the same deck with the same NP gains,
Yeah,
which is 0.33x.
I still think this is obviously an accusation against Lysenko. I think they just ported her into her super form and tweaked stuff. Like, I think they literally just skin swapped, because like Super Alco in coding is probably just a separate servant, right? Like that's usually how this works.
Yeah, it's the
So
same thing with Jekyll.
I think they literally just changed Olga's skin and then tweaked some stuff. Like it is just the same character almost in so many different ways. But yeah.
Yeah. But like, you use 100% charge, and then she gets 50% buster for 5 turns, so good uptime. Although high cooldown, of course.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then 100% extra attack performance, so that's going to increase your NP gain on your extra attack as well. And then the team gets 50% charge, so basically she's just like distributing 100% charge to them, like the true communist her red hair is indicative of. And then 5k HP for the team, so that's a pretty fat heal. So this is it's a good skill, although it's kind of a bit awkward, because like what you're doing, like I mean, the cooldown reduction and the charge for the party is so good, and then of course the HP as well. But the thing is, you're going to be giving up an NP for that. So it's kind of like Saber Liz's thing on steroids. Like Saber Liz's gimmick, if it was actually really good. Yeah, because like one problem with this is, okay, she's got one buster card, which, by the way, we did mention it before, and like you can see it right here. Her buster card and her extra card, they are both AoE once she transforms. It does half damage to balance it out, but yeah, it just does, like, she's capable of throwing out another AoE NP in a way or two.
Yeah,
because what you can do, you can actually boost her crit damage on her buster card, and then it actually like that can out damage her NP at times.
Well, that's difficult though.
Yeah, it just depends on the
especially if we
supports,
consider especially if we consider missiles. I think it's really difficult. But
I mean, if you're using Black Rail, then probably not. But
I mean,
I don't know.
yeah,
It depends.
Yeah. If you give her MC correction, does it count as drain? No, it does
No,
not.
no. This is a cost. Don't worry about it. Like this is just like
I'm pretty sure the
what do you?
cooldown doesn't work out anyways. You need double alco to like do it to each other.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
yeah.
But
Also, yeah. Never mind the fact that Don Quixote has a very simple, very similar skill in that regard, but his actually does get blocked.
yeah,
With
I,
protagonist correction.
I think the difference. Don Quixote can use his skill even when he doesn't have charge, right?
No, he has to
Oh,
have
he
at least
can.
30%.
Then that's okay. Then I don't understand anymore. I mean, this is very inconsistent because like Van Gogh has two self curse skills: one for the party, one for herself. The one that for the party gets blocked. The one for herself doesn't get fucking blocked. I don't know how. They both say demerit as well. It literally makes zero sense, but you know.
Yeah. So yeah, like if you want to, if you have a servant that has some sort of demerit that you want to know if it is blocked or not, plus she did it did like at least one video like myth
I did
busting to
one
show.
video. I didn't cover all of it as well. It's so weird. Like this is
Yeah.
very wonky. There is like no universal rule for it. Like when she feels like it's gonna get negated, when she doesn't feel like it's not gonna get negated. So like honestly, the safest way is to test out every servant that you care about with this stuff. But like
Oh.
honestly,
Oh yeah.
oh,
Oberon's skills. That's something worth noting as well. His third skill does not get blocked, but his second skill actually does.
yeah, yeah,
Because
it's an MP
because
drain.
yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
it's not an unremovable type of thing. So
They even added the wording onto Oberon's skill 3 actually. Um, it says now remove it specifically added a wording where it also removes protagonist correction. I think
damn.
like they added that specific line for Oberon's. I mean, it just doesn't work with Oberon. Nothing works with Oberon, dude. It just you're gone next turn. Like you're gone at the end of turn. That's how he's supposed to work. In my opinion, I don't think they'll ever make anything that will allow you to bypass that. That's just how it works. But yeah.
So question, I haven't thought of this until now. Does it
Mhm.
work on? Okay, so you know how there's some quests where they give you some sort of debuff where you when you attack you apply debuffs to yourself or whatever, like Oberon's challenge quest for example, or not challenge quest, it's story quest.
Mm,
Uh, it doesn't do that, does it? Because
I
that's not quite.
assume it doesn't. They usually don't count unremovable effects. Like they usually don't count boxed effects. It's kind of like how Yui Shosetsu doesn't count boxed color buffs, for example. I'm pretty sure they usually do not count any. Like if it's removable, it could be. If it's like a removable effect that is a CQ gimmick, maybe. If it's not removable, I don't think it will work. Like
Uh, Anyways, pretty stacked skill, but pretty hefty demerit. So what I started to mention, another reason I normally use her second skill before she transforms, of course, like if I go 2 turns without that, without NPing, then like okay, that's 40% charge for the team, so it makes sense. But also like it, I find myself not wanting to use this skill very often. And maybe it's partially because mine's only NP1, but what I'll do, like I'll have her use her NP and then some cards and she like chains and then okay, I'm like 40% of the way to my NP again. I don't want to use 100% battery. Like
I
I'm
mean,
like I feel like I'm going to waste it.
yeah, it depends on what you're doing, I think, because like there are situations where when I'm using Alco, I really like using her with Van Gogh, for example. I really want to immediately pop Van Gogh's MP again, so she gets like 500% crit on her AOE Buster, for example. So I will save it and like transform, pop S2 into S3, and then immediately get the cooldown back on Van Gogh and whatever other support I have. But I understand what you mean. Like, if you're not pairing that skill 2 with the skill 3 specifically, I think it's generally worse than her pre-transformation skill. I think like I would rather have that skill. I would rather have them swapped actually. Like if pre-transformation was the 100 battery, and then after transformation it's the team-wide 20 charge, I would much rather take it that way. But I understand you're saying like team-wide 30 charge is too broken. But um, like for example, if you left her up for me to design, I definitely swap her second skill pre versus post transformation. I think it works better. But yeah.
I guess part of the thing about having like team wide 30% per turn,
Mm-hmm.
like I mean that means you're basically giving everyone their NP by turn 3, and
Yeah,
like
probably by turn 2 as well because she's arts, and you're
yeah,
just chanting
and
arts
then
speed. Yeah.
you also look at someone like Salome, who has a sort of similar gimmick. It's just like 100% charge after 7 turns.
She's a bronze. She's supposed to be like okay.
Yeah, yeah, I know,
I
but that's
shouldn't say
like
she's supposed to be trash, but like she's supposed to be trash. Like I'm sorry.
I get that. It's just like that's one of the very few things that Salome does that actually sets her apart, and
Yeah,
I just don't like seeing that type of thing encroached on for whatever it's
I
for
mean,
whatever it's worth, because they do say serve very very different roles.
I know what you mean. But like in order for Alco to be how a lot of people were claiming her to be, which is absolutely broken and a must roll, I think she needs to have that.
Speaking
I
of,
think if she
actually speaking of that, does she block Salome's demerit?
yeah, for 3 turns, but she strips for 7 turns. So she's
Oh,
still gonna strip for 4 other turns, I'm pretty sure. Unless you space it out with 2 Alcos,
are,
then
are
she
you
only strips 1 turn. I'm pretty sure.
are you sure it wouldn't just stop the debuff from or the buff from applying? Period.
Oh, actually, I didn't. Let me try. Actually.
Because like it's a delayed, like what it is,
It's a clock,
it's a
right?
delayed debuff that
Yeah, it's a
is
clock.
treated as a buff.
Let me
And
try right now as you go on to talk about the next
okay,
part. Let me.
okay, okay, yeah. So she's got some pretty interesting passives here. So she has existence outside the domain, of course. It's like the lowest rank possible, basically.
Doesn't
She has
matter though.
2% debuff resist, which is funny. She has
Thank
2%
God.
arts passive because of territory creation, which it's kind of funny because she's such a ridiculously good mage, but then her territory creation is like absolute trash.
I mean, she's like a unorthodox mage.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
like compared to Toko. But anyway, sorry, I'm not. Didn't mean to lore dump.
Yeah. Yeah, then she also has item construction E, so 2%
Oh,
debuff
never mind.
success.
She just blocks it. Sorry, she just she just blocks it.
Okay, so she does prevent it entirely.
Yeah, I think.
That's cool.
Let me see if they scam me.
I don't know if I'd like actually throw the two of them on a team, but like that's cool, I guess.
Oh, it just negates it. Let's go. Double Salome system or something.
Because
Have
like,
fun, yeah.
because like the thing about that is she's still a berserker with low HP. Like, sure, she's going to be removing her defensive. She's not going to be removing her defensive buffs, but she might still be a bit difficult to keep alive. So
Yeah.
I don't know
Honestly,
how valuable it is.
I would say it doesn't achieve much better than, for example, what people did was just give her Volumen, which is an unremovable defense. I think it's pretty close. Like honestly, the effects are not that different, but that's interesting. But
Okay, well, then she has a magician skill. She's good at pulling rabbits out of nowhere, apparently, which is ironic because she has a skill animation of that. Debuff resistance of 20%, instant kill resistance of 20%, buff removal resistance of 20%, and then also this passive that Cuckoo has, the invuln turned into anti-purge.
sorry to answer chat. Alco can't block buff removal, right? She can. She can prevent Yume Ren from stripping her buffs on her MP if you don't, for some reason, didn't upgrade her skill. Anyway.
So this is something I actually don't like, and I think a lot of people are just like I don't really know why people
Why
are
people think
just
it's so good.
Yeah, I just hate that so many people think this is just like the most broken shit ever.
Yeah,
And then you have to realize the only thing you're getting out of that
Invul
is
Pierce
okay. Now,
immunity.
if you're up against Invuln Pierce, you don't have to worry
Yeah,
about that. But then you
yeah.
look at the negatives of this. So this is an AoE art servant. A lot of people are going to
Uh-oh.
slot her with Castoria.
Uh-oh,
So
Castria, bro.
you use Castoria's third skill on her and NP, and the NP effect is not going to do anything.
Yeah, you cannot use Castoria's third skill with her. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, on the other hand, like you might not be using them on those on the same turn, but like there is going to be there is an inconvenience there.
Yeah.
So like I honestly see that as more of a demerit than a positive because like most people are going to use her with Castoria, and like if you're using her with Castoria, then that's just going to get in the way of that. And like, okay, well, cool, you have this special invuln that works on Pierce invuln fights, but you're also using Castoria, so it shouldn't fucking matter anyways.
See, she's dumb, so that's why she does it. Atlas is smart, so she cheats by having a solemn defense that is a different icon.
Hey, spoilers.
Anyways,
Yeah,
let's keep on.
I just hate that every time this is mentioned, people go on about how it's like the most broke shit ever, and
It is
I think
not.
it's just
It absolutely isn't.
people just don't think of how it applies, like what situations it applies in. Because like in a situation where like if you're doing something without Castoria, yeah, it's better. But most of the time, it's not going to be any different, and most of the time, the difference is actually like, okay, you have to order your skill timing separately with Castoria.
And the fact that it's a art servant as well, it's just
Yeah. Yeah, because like on Cuckoo, she gets away with it because she's a buster servant. You might not use her with Castoria, so it's fine. But it's just different here. I just feel like this is just super overrated. The rest of the effects, like, I mean, they're all right. I don't like the buff removal resistance thing because, like, I mean, it's an option on one hand, but, like, if you're relying on it for something, it's a pain in the ass. If you're not relying on it, then, like, then you might as well not have it.
Yep.
So, same thing with Ibuki. I always talk about this whenever I see this passive. It's just annoying.
Do you test her with double Van Gogh? I tested double Van Gogh and Van Gogh plus Castoria. I genuinely think because she helps the entire team's MP cycle so fast, double Van Gogh is a bit overkill because there's only one card that you really want to have that much crit on. Because like otherwise, single Van Gogh is probably enough. Because like her main damage source is still her MP in my opinion. So anyway, yeah.
Yeah. I would so much prefer it if they made it so it was like one-time buff removal resistance of 100%, like with all of the passives that do this instead of 20% chance.
Yeah,
it's just 1 in 5 chance of not having that happen. Anyways, so then she's also got this passive, like these two passives only apply after she transforms. This one, it's like she gets 2 magic bullets every turn, which is nice because like that's 50% more attack on 2 attacks, or it's damage for her NP, but we'll see that in a moment. And then this other skill is actually ridiculous. 3 stars per turn, and then team 10% per turn. That's just that's like one of the best passives in the game. It's way better than this one for sure. Right, you couldn't see it.
Yeah, I
this
mean,
one.
yeah.
But yeah, then she's got her NP, her first NP, the non-super one. She transforms herself, she increases her buster performance and her extra attack performance permanently, and that's tied to her NP level, unfortunately, so it's 20 to 50%.
That's garbage. I'm sorry. That's genuinely garbage. I hate that shit.
At 20%, I feel like it's not that effective. You get up to 50%, that actually does seem pretty effective. So yeah, it's kind of annoying.
At 50, it technically makes up for the what is it called? I mean, it doesn't because it's multiplied. It buffs that. It stacks differently. This is card effectiveness, so like it can't get watered down, even by her own skill 3. But technically, it is trying to counterbalance the AoE cards having lower base damage. And if you have lower MP levels, it's really potato. Like, it really is. Her cards are very potato if you're not hitting everyone. But
Yeah,
at lower
and
end too.
it's like a bit different than like it is with most like non-damaging NPs. Because like for example, Proto Merlin, her NP has no damage effects on it, so they have to make really solid scaling effects to justify the NP levels. But with
Yeah.
her, like it's
She has a
fine for
damaging
these
energy
to
later.
be better and not. Like you actually can get away with not making these these effects scale
Yeah.
because she has NP damage
Yeah,
on
she
her
has
second
a
NP.
damaging MB. It's really dumb. I don't understand the decision. It also scales worse apparently. Like most of these attack boost or card boost effects, it usually scale from 30 to 50. This scales exceptionally good, but it starts at a really bad number. It's 20 to 50. So I think Aoko is actually a character that you do want to dump MP levels into. Like I'm not saying you should wail, like whatever. Like if people are gonna joke about Arcwade only being usable at high MP levels, I think Aoko has an even bigger problem with that. I think Aoko wants MP levels even more than Arcwade, because Arcwade at MP1 is honestly, yeah, it's potato, but like every AoE MP at MP1 is potato. But this is not just her MP. This is her cards. This is a permanent buff. So what they also did with this is because the permanent buff can technically go up to 50%, they don't have to give her a lot of ways to actually boost her Buster and extra attack outside of this effect. So the only way she can do this is to use her post transformation skill 3, which is good, but like it's mostly a supportive skill that doesn't benefit herself. So it's on an 8 turn cooldown as well. So like her card damage is gonna feel really dog shit. Her AoE card damage is gonna feel really dog shit. If you have her at MP1, like that's my experience so far. Like I apologize, it's just not good. Anyways.
Mm. She also gets 30% to 70%, and it's actually pretty high scaling for an overcharge effect, but it's only for 3 turns. I don't know why it's only 3 turns. It would be nice if it was like you could make
5 turn.
Personally, if they went to like 20 to 50 or 20 to 40 and made it permanent, I think that'd be all right.
Oh, that'd be way better.
Because like
In my
the
opinion.
other effects are permanent, so
Yeah.
I don't know. Then of course her second NP, like after UNP, this is her new NP forever. It does refund. It's 5 hit. So it's like mana refund because it's a 5%. It's 4.95% to be exact, which is generally on the lower end for something that is capable of arts looping, but you're not going to be doing like 3-turn looping with her normally. It's she can work in multi-core as of the fact that she's got her second skill, and also she has her second skill.
Yeah, it's hard though because you can only choose one. You can't
Yeah.
use both.
Yeah, so you're either going to be using her as like an okay charger support, or you're going to be using her as like a her own wave clear. But that's only if you're going to be using her in farming, which I don't think is really her selling point,
Yeah,
honestly.
I think her farming is very clunky. Like you obviously will see comps popping up, using her to farm, but like usually they need starting charge. Like I don't know like in what universe it was suddenly acceptable to have multiple scopes in one farming comp and people are calling it good. Like
Oh yeah,
since when was that fucking acceptable?
yeah,
Like because it's Alco, so everybody's like, oh, it's fine. We can have 2 MLB scopes in a farming comp. It's
yeah,
a good thing.
dude. Like, yeah, dude. That's probably partly because of the thing I posted a couple days ago, right? Like, so I saw this comment on a stream. Someone was saying that she was good for multicore and using Xnaya's video as proof of it. That being the video where he uses Arc and double Aoko, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I think about it for a second. I'm like, wait, how the fuck does that work?
It's
So I
a
go
cool
over.
idea because Alco's living human, so there's
Yeah.
technically synergy, but it just doesn't work. Like, and I'm not blaming X Naya here, by the
Oh
way.
yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
think he didn't mean for it to be. he didn't mean for it to be a practical video. He just wanted to, it's a cool
Yeah,
comp you can use with this
yeah.
character. And then people
It,
are just sort of misconstruing it into like, oh, that's meta. It's not meta, bro. Just
yeah,
because he says like
it's like
it's a system, it doesn't actually mean it's a system. It's
it's
a
like
video title.
it's like the three turning thing with cat. Like I mean, it's a thing you can do, but you're probably not going to want to do it because it's like you have to jump through a bunch of hoops to be able to
I'm
do
gonna
it.
be real. I think a Voyager Miyu system might be more legit than that, because in a CQ Voyager Miyu, ooh, that's pretty spicy. Like you can keep on using MPs forever. There's a similar team with like Alco and
Oh yeah.
Tanamo, for example. It's a similar concept. I think in CQs those teams are actually pretty legit. Yeah, but
Yeah, it's
not.
just kicking it off at first. I don't know. It might
Yeah,
be
yeah.
easier to do that now, but back then, like the original demonstration of it, he had to use like 3 command spells to make it work.
Oh, I
And it's
guess. I
like
mean, yeah,
it's
yeah.
funny.
It
Uh,
slowly becomes more legit as time goes on. Maybe
yeah.
someday this will
Oh,
become.
oh yeah, yeah. Also, since his NP buff gives 10% more charge, yeah, that I think that
Mm,
helps too.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, ignores invuln and ignores defense. Really fucking good, dude.
The
Oh,
Kiara thing.
oh, you know what? Actually, now that I think of it, we mentioned like the arc thing, and we didn't even say why it was bullshit. So
Huh?
so
What?
I look at the
I actually
video. Yeah, I look at the video, and so what he did. Uh, so it's arc with Black Grail, which is like okay,
Yeah.
that's reasonable, and then double Alco with super scopes.
Yeah.
Um, so so what he was doing, he had all 3 of them in P on turn 1.
Yeah.
And then both of them used their third skills to cooldown reduce and get her NP again. He just used her as a shittier bitch, basically.
Yeah. I mean,
And then
he said it in the description. The description is Koyan Light Who. That's literally the whole joke. I don't know why people are like, oh my god, this is.
yeah,
That's the
yeah,
whole joke.
yeah, and then on turn 3, she had her second skill again because of the cooldown reduction. So yeah, it was the exact same thing. Although, like, I guess the one thing about it is she, like, the double Alco, they were able to get their NPs again, so you could actually, like, throw a bit more extra damage for whatever that's worth. But here's the thing about it.
I mean,
You're giving them super scopes.
yeah. Well,
Like,
that's
this is
the,
not
that's
a,
the issue,
like, this is,
obviously. But...
like, it's not even really it is a multi-core comp, but if you just give anyone super scopes, you can have 3 servants in P. Like,
Double Alco.
that defeats the point of, like, a good multi-core servant. Because, like, Arc is a really good multi-core servant. It's just, you don't take advantage of her stuff at all if you're throwing scopes out there, because you can just, like, you can pick double a Skandar, and you're going to be getting more damage out of that.
Yeah. If you do single Tonalico, Alco, Castoria plug someone like Oberon, I think it does work. Because if you double MP with Alco and Tonalico on 1, that's technically overcharge +1. I think it works with Tonalico, like with a very specific plug comp. But I don't think you can afford 2 Tonalicos. I think you can afford 1 Tonalico because, like, obviously 2 Tonalicos is gonna have trouble getting their initial charge, because
yeah,
how do you get
another thing that's actually kind of legit about her, like, you can actually have her clear the wave 3 wave, because what you can do, you can cast her first skill before the transformation, and then 2 turns pass, and then you get the second one. And if you're NPing on turn 1, because, like, what you could have, like, some sort of event where she has 50% C and you're using someone else with Castoria, for example, then you can use this, and then the next 2 turns she's racking up the passive ones, so you're gonna get, like, that's 7 of them, and then you can get up to 13, although you're not going to be getting anything out of all of those, but then you're just going to have the plus 100% there. So it's basically a single target NP, because for those who don't know, if you double the damage of an AoE NP, that's single target scaling.
Yep.
And since it's super effective, yeah, it's just like a single target NP at that point. Granted, you're
Single
not going to
target
get,
neutral.
yeah, single
But
target neutral, and you're also not getting any sort of bonuses. So
yeah.
you might
But
in that case, you might as well be using something that like counterclasses,
yeah. I
and
mean,
then I don't see a situation where she's gonna outperform like
I
most main
mean,
class decent alternatives in that regard.
I
But like,
I
it's
think
options.
the problem with Aoko really is like the hint lies in her name, Super Aoko. She really wants you to super invest in her. I think Aoko, if you want her to be a main DPS at least, you will have to dump a lot of stuff into her. If you decide to use her as a sub like support, I think MP1 is absolutely fine. But
Yeah, yeah, she's
does the tornado count
she's
meet
really
numbers for 9
interesting.
plus plus? No. You use that when you want to bond farm Alco specifically. Like it's not it works. That's all I can tell you. It works is the baseline level that it works. Doesn't mean it's meta. I don't
Yeah,
think she's the best for farming anyways. It's you have to jump through a lot of hoops.
yeah,
Kind of like no, I think Arcoid is actually fine at MP 1 to 2 without Grails. Alco is probably also fine at MP2 without Grails. I have her at MP2 without Grails. It's kind of underwhelming, but maybe I'm using her wrong. I don't
yeah.
fucking know.
It really just depends on what you guys are trying to do. Because if you're trying to build someone for like 90 plus plus, no, NP1 is not going to work on like anything basically.
Yeah, yeah,
But if you're talking about 90 plus, it's a lot more reasonable for like NP1 or 2. And oftentimes what you're going to be doing with someone like Arc, you're not going to be using her to single core. You're going to
yeah,
you'll have her clear one of the lower HP waves, then she
yeah,
charges the team at least 30%.
yeah. Arc has one of the best like charge spreads in the game. I've mentioned it multiple times. Like, yeah, you have to use her. Like people keep saying, "Oh my god," but you have to use her MP first. That's she has 100 battery and like quote unquote a potato MP. That's all you do with her. You use her MP on one. That's how you do it anyways. So you use her MP on one, and then she has a spread 30 charge. Like that is very good numbers. That is better than Tez numbers, right? So like, so like, Arc is actually. I gotta defend Arc a little bit. Arc actually even at MP1 has some values. I'd say like her her as a initial wave clear and charge provider is very good. And of course, if you have living humans on your team, it's even more charge because her MP charges 2, right? Her MP charges 20 at base. So it's 50. Spread 50. Spread that's like Aoko. That's like Aoko, but she also has MP on herself. Like obviously living humans are rare, but it's not that rare anymore. Like everything from this event, I'm pretty sure living. Actually, no, I don't think Alice is living human, but everything most of the two things in this event so far are living human, right? So like, I mean, Torlico's top tier. I don't think I have to explain that, but yeah. Anyways, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, very interesting. Like the ignore invuln ignore defense combo I think is really solid. Um, so like she's going to be doing damage when she NPs. It might be dependent on NP level or whatever, but even then, like you're basically always going to have at least 20% extra damage on them because you're getting 2 stacks per turn.
Yeah.
So unless you're carding before the NP, then you're going to be getting bonus damage.
Yeah.
And then
You
also
usually don't
you have the arts buff up basically all of the time. So
Mm-hmm.
so like she NPs, she's going to do a little bit of damage.
Yeah,
Honestly,
20% is
I feel like one of her weakest points, which ironically ends up being a strong point in another regard, is just she's an AoE foreigner, and like AoE foreigners just generally aren't that useful.
yeah.
Because like the entire point of the foreigner class is going up against berserkers, and
Yeah.
it's like, okay, are you going up against a bunch of berserkers at once? Why not just use any AoE? Because like it's just like a defensive advantage. That's the biggest thing about a foreigner. They have the defensive advantage. However, they have like some built-in things about the class that do help them out. Like I like the higher star absorb. They basically all have a star's return passive and okay, yeah, their star generation is average. I was thinking
Okay.
pretenders. Pretenders have almost assassin levels of star gen. And
Sorry,
then
to address a chat question. Do you think Alco could be a good crit DPS if she doesn't transform? Yeah, she has 2 Buster cards in existence outside the domain. That's all you need. But it's not gonna be better than a lot of other ones, like Koyan Dark, for example. Like, it's not. She's not even gonna be better in Form 1. She's not even gonna be better than Summer Abbey at it. So I don't know why you should be okay, but it'd be Van Gogh carrying her ass. But anyway, sorry. We keep going.
yeah. Yeah, and speaking of, she also has Van Gogh synergy as a result of being a foreigner. But even then, like, I mean, they're like, that's is that really a foreigner thing? Because I guess, like, I guess so. But like, there's some
It's
servants that aren't foreigners
yeah,
that have it.
yeah. It's like Summer BB, Ramaru, Okita J. Like they're units that has it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that it doesn't really matter. But like, uh, yeah, like honestly, it's just the class kind of fails to justify itself a lot because it just doesn't make a lot of use cases over other like main classes and stuff. But like, it's all right. It's like she has a bunch of things that set her apart. Like having the Pierce Envil in defense, like especially after my recent video, like going on about niches, I feel like that does help justify her as an AoE DPS in certain situations against counterclass, because there's some classes that just don't have options for dealing with defense or invuln. And if you can bring someone that kind of like, although not as good as counterclass, is able to work in those situations despite not being counterclass, like it can justify her damage.
I mean, yeah. I mean, this effect. I mean, it's not foreign. It's not foreign to player base.
Haha.
Like we've seen it
Uh,
before already. We've seen it on
yeah,
Kiara. We've seen it
foreign.
on Tame Tomo. We even saw it on what fucking Napoleon. Like Napoleon has this, right?
Yeah.
I mean, oh, one of his honest skills.
Yeah, he has
I
invuln on his skill, and then
yeah, yeah,
uh
yeah.
yeah, then
So
the
like
defense pierce on an NP.
we've seen
Yeah, and
this
also
before.
Drake. There's
Drake.
there's a decent amount of servants that have this combo.
I
Another thing to
like this
consider
combo,
is
but I'm just saying I don't
like how many of them are arts?
Kiara.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, you mean because they spam MP? I mean,
yeah, yeah.
that's fair. That's
Because like
fair.
that's like part of the thing. Like you're using your NP like all of the time, and you're always doing damage with it. And then another thing you can consider with it is like also the extra attack. Even if the extra attack isn't always going to be doing a lot of damage, you're going to be getting damage against like all of the enemies. And then also the Buster card is unironically like you put some crit buffs on her. She puts out some good deeps with that. Like
Yeah.
but yeah, it just depends on the team building. She has synergy with a lot of supports because you can build her as more crit oriented. Like she's got synergy with like Jufu, and then you can also try to just use her as sort of generic AoE arts. She works in that regard too. Yeah, I think she's pretty cool. Her Bonsi. Actually, I haven't looked at her Bonsi. Increase in own NP damage by 30%, and then she gets another magic bullet every turn. That's something, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, like her first attack is always going to be 50% attack on that, but I'd probably still prefer something like K-Scope just so she can get her NP faster,
Yeah.
and then she can start
Or
doing
or
things.
BG if you wanna like just use her
Yeah,
as a normal as arts AoE.
yeah, yeah. But then again, like to be fair, that like this would be 20% more super effective at the cost of 50%, and then also all of the attack stat, because this is 100 attack versus 2400. Yeah, I wouldn't use it, but like I could see like there's more appeal to it than most.
Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah, that's Aoko. I think she's really solid. Like the charge per turn here is just so good. Because what that means is like you can actually stack. Like oftentimes when I'll build a team, like I'll mix in servants that don't really need their NP that badly. But like the thing is, like you use anything that has a decent NP worth using, they're probably gonna get their NP. She's got like a bunch of arts cards. That's actually kind of why I'm glad about the arts deck, because like it's not as good for critting, and like it means she's only gonna be getting one of those
I
buster crits
mean,
every now and then. But like it means everyone's going to be getting their NP more often because you're getting the 20% for the arts chain, and then also 10% for everyone over and over again.
yeah, she's kind of just like I guess a weird way to say it, but like like characters like Da Vinci Rider, right? Like uh, art servants that help your art supports get their MP. Like that I feel like that ends up being her main play style. And then like the thing with her is, I think there's a lot of thing that is bait about her kit. So first of all, her extra attack. Her extra attack is a huge bait. I think you should never use her extra attack. It is so bad. You shouldn't waste your magic missiles on that, like ever. It is just not a good trade because extra attacks are hard to buff. And I mean that's the main reason, honestly. Like extra attacks are hard to buff. But like also like there I'm not sure because somebody did point it out. I'm not sure if the attack up goes over 500% cap for attack ups because like apparently she gets even more attack if you're doing if you actually get to like 10 stacks and whatnot with Alco. She actually gets 1,000% attack up on extra attack. And okay, sure, that might be very juicy, but even then, you probably prefer to use it on her MP instead. I think extra attack is basically a version of her MP that is less accessible because she's an arts servant. Like you're gonna get her arts MP more often than getting an extra attack, and it's less buffable, and it's less base damage, and it still uses all her missiles. I think her extra attack is big bait. But other than that, yeah, I don't know.
So, actually, counterpoint. I think her extra attack is more useful if you have lower NP levels because, like, even though it's not going to be that great, like, without the magic bullet buffs, and then like, okay, also the magic bullet buffs are pretty nice for the NP. You can actually feel like that this is not as impressive, like if you have lower NP levels. If you have like NP 2 or 3 or 4, that's one thing, but like as a person
Yeah,
who has her
but
at NP1, like it's sort of just a replacement for the NP. And like there's going to be turns where you might want to use this skill for the invuln, but you don't have your NP up. But you have a Brave Chain, and if you think about it, she's gonna have at least 2 stacks at the start of the turn, then you're gonna have 8 here, so you're gonna have 250% attack on the extra attack.
yeah, but like,
Because
why wouldn't you save it next turn for the MP?
what if I don't have good cards on the supports? What if I can't get the NP next turn? And she doesn't have very
How?
good.
She's AoE.
Yeah, but she doesn't have very good NP gain.
Yeah,
Like
well,
it's not. You can. How are you going to get her NP? You're going to use her cards.
yeah. Okay, in the off chance when you can't get her MP,
So
sure, don't use it.
so like what if to get her NP, I have to use the Brave Chain?
Well then, yeah, you're out of luck then. That's my issue, by the way. That's my fucking issue, by the way. You don't have a choice. You don't have a choice to like, oh, what if I want to use Brave Chain with Alco, but I don't want to use my precious bullets. You don't get to do that. You're spending all your bullets. Fuck you,
So
right? So like,
question. With her own buffs, how much does her extra attack normally do? I know you've soloed with her a decent amount.
what do you mean?
Like if let's say you just pop this skill, and so you have 8 8 of these stacks, and then like you use 3 from the cards, you got the 250%. Like let's say you use an arts chain and you get the 3 of a kind bonus on the
I
extra
mean,
attack.
I don't have a number for you, but it's quite a lot. I'll admit it's quite a lot.
How much?
It is. I mean, how much?
Like about how much do you think it would be? Like the NP, not the NP damage, the extra attack damage.
Just with her own buffs? I mean, I can pull up a clip. I just soloed Prison Tower with her, so.
Okay. Cause like if it, like I don't know how much it would be. I guess.
Actually, I think I specifically saved the skill 1 always with her MP.
Bro.
And the reason behind that is because when I didn't do that, I keep failing the run. So I'm assuming it's less damage than the MP, but I'll get back to you on that. I am trying a Duryodhana quest solo with her, so I can pull up numbers like right now. But
okay, because like I think like at lower NP levels it could probably be worth it because like
you gotta remember at lower MP levels she got less extra attack damage, by the way.
Yeah, but like I mean she still has 250% attack. I don't know, it feels like a lot. And then it's also pretty easy to arts chain her, which gets the starting bonus. And then like also in some situations maybe you like maybe if the NP does less damage than when you have her, like if you have the extra attack effectiveness from her third skill, is it not possible that there might be situations where the extra attack is going to be doing more damage than the NP? Because if you got 100% charge, and then you have the option of using her third skill or using her NP, if you do more damage with the extra attack, is that not?
Okay, so if you scroll to the MP, right? What's her base scaling again as arts? I forgot.
450.
Like, yeah, 450. Arts is 1 time scaling, right? So you would have to be doing 4 times more multiplier worth of damage compared to the card, right? That's how it works, right? Okay,
well, you'd be having 120% effectiveness. So basically card, and then also 250% attack.
250% attack up. So it's 3.5 times. I guess it's higher. 3.5 times how much? 2.25. Oh, that is higher.
Yeah, 2.2.
2.3. I mean, it is higher, yeah, but
I guess it depends on your NP level. But like you also you might be getting more Buster card damage because like that's if you crit with that, then I don't know. I'm sort of just like throwing out ideas.
No,
I'm not really actually.
Okay, it's hard. It's hard. You have to, if you want the Buster crit to do more than the MP, you need to build your entire team around it, which is not worth it in my opinion. Like, you would need like Van Gogh plus a Buster buffer, or double Van Gogh. Like, and she has just one in her deck. So she would be a servant that MPs every 3 turns, which compared to using just her arts MP, I don't think it's that much worth it. It's that worth it because like our supports are generally stronger, right?
Okay.
So
yeah, I just gotta use her more. I haven't used her all too much, but I've been working on getting her mats so I could level her skills better.
I should have numbers to back this up. Like I apologize. I didn't like test like immediate, but I think like from my experience from doing like Prison Tower solos and stuff, MP is probably still more damage most of the time because I forgot, you gotta divide that by 2. Her extra attack base damage is halved. You have to divide it by 2, so that probably makes the number not be better than MP. Yeah, I keep forgetting that. I don't know.
I guess another thing is, like, if you get NP levels on her, you might be able to unlock her first append. I feel like her first append is pretty legit.
I have her first append unlocked. I don't know if it seems pretty okay. It seems pretty nice. Okay. I'm not actually 100% sure.
In that case, actually, I think, especially I'll have to, because I've got NP1 and mine's, like, a lot weaker than yours. Anyways, I feel like we've dwelled enough on Aoko
Yeah, I
because
mean, okay,
we've just been talking about her nonstop.
I guess I'll sum up my feeling for her very shortly. So it's like, I think at very high investment, she has very good potential. At lower investment, you should actually try to build her as a support instead of a pure DPS. Um,
Hmm.
Also,
Okay.
yeah, MP is really easily buffed. But like if we have a Black Grail for card mod, maybe. Like another thing is Black Grill. Like I know you don't always consider Black Grill, but like another way to buff your MP damage really big is Black Grill and
Yeah.
MP damage buffs.
Yeah.
MP damage buffs are
It's
a lot more accessible
yeah.
than
It's
whatever
just
the fuck.
the problem with that for her is like that. It's just like you can't like. Okay, so with Black Grail, like one of the appeals of Black Grail in this day and age is like, okay, you can use chargers and immediately just start doing a ton of damage because of that, and then she's gonna loop because Art's NP. But
I
the
mean,
thing is, she
starting from
has to
turn
NP.
two,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, if it's a
yeah.
longer
It
fight,
really,
it's probably worth
yeah.
it.
I honestly, I feel like that's just gonna be most people's problem with her. She's not
Mhm.
gonna be as fast because generally the way people play, they pop all their skills, they NP, and they start
Mhm.
looping, and then that's how they do
Yep.
damage,
Yep.
and like I think in the long run she's very valuable because
Yeah,
like in a
because she
longer
has
fight
permanent
because
effects.
yeah
She's
yeah
a
like
character that
she
has a
has really
bunch of
good
permanent
uptime.
effects. Yeah. So the longer the fight goes, the better she is. There's actually a suggestion I want to try, even as much as I hate solemn spam. Replace Merlin in solemn spam with her. I
Hmm.
think that could be a cool idea. But
Oh,
I want to try a team like that probably soon. But yeah, but
Alka has
yeah,
Yui synergy, kinda.
yeah, she has a
Okay,
targetable rainbow. Yeah.
okay, okay. So on one hand, I want to say like, okay, but like that's only gonna be for 3 turns because like she can't have that in the long run. But
Oh, true.
generally,
That yeah.
I don't know. Like generally with Yui, you're not going for longer term fights, anyways. You're going for damage rushing.
That's fair. Yeah.
So like, I guess like for what it's worth, it does still make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, next up we got Shizuki Sojiro, or as many call him, Sonoji. Sonoji no Sadame. Um, so so single target Buster, Arts deck, Buster NP. He's a berserker, which is uh, it's interesting. Like he's got interesting things going on, but like I mean, we do have a lot of single target Buster Berserkers of 4 stars. So I guess like his point of comparison is going to be Jalter, or sorry, not Jalter, Jerker. Very weird nickname we got her. Also, he has the exact same hit counts as normal Aoko, which I find kind of funny. And almost the exact same in P gain. Like she has 0.55, whereas he has 0.5. But his first skill, it's 20% Buster Arts, and then he has this very unique skill that only he has this effect, which is Death Evasion, and it's 5 times 3 turns, which means if he's low enough that an attack would kill him, he evades the attack, and it does no damage. So it's yeah, it's really weird. And then okay,
I would like this so much on a like guts based solo servant, like Kualter or Tyra, probably Tyra. Like I think this is actually such a good effect on those kinds of servants. Obviously, it's a lot worse in teams, but like if after you proc your guts, your evades are just buying you hits anyways. Like you usually die within 1 hit after you proc your guts. So this is 5 times 3 turn guts on a 6 turn cooldown for those kind of servants. And I
yeah,
think that's nuts. And I hope they do this for future solo servants because he is not a very good solo servant, as you'll see later. Um, but
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, he's not a very good solo servant, like. But this is really good. Anyways,
Okay. So he's got another really interesting effect. Like a couple days ago, I was thinking like, wait, he has a battery. How much is his battery? His battery is anywhere between 2% and 150% because it doubles his NP charge.
yeah,
So if he has 25%, he goes up to 50%. If he has 50%, he goes up to 100%. Yeah, it's interesting for sure.
yeah.
But
You can pretty easily build your team around charging him to 50, and this will be a 50 battery for farming. I say, but
yeah. But yeah, 6 turn cooldown. So like, I guess you can you can you can Buster Loop with them, I suppose.
no,
Um,
you can. I mean, you can, but don't.
yeah, like you can get the 300% charge across 3 turns. Let's put it that way.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, he also has the Tonalico thing where the lower his HP is, the more damage buffs he has. So he has up to 100% crit for 3 turns. And
Hmm.
since he has his first skill, he can actually stay at low HP. He's pretty safely, so I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, give him a
Especially
gutsy.
yeah, well, especially since okay, you might be worried like, okay, he's got to get to low HP first. Well, you can pop this ahead of time and he'll take attacks as long as the attacks don't kill him. Then he'll start evading them. So it'll get him down to a pretty low HP range. Then his second skill is doing something, and then his first skill is doing something. So
Yeah, it's
I
so
think,
good. It wouldn't even waste the evade if it doesn't kill him, which is really good for a berserker, I'd say, specifically.
yeah.
Um,
And then his third skill is another really unique effect. He changes all of his command cards to one card type, so you can pick Quick, Arts, or Buster, which is very interesting. uh, only the most based people would pick pick a Quick hand, but
mhm.
yeah, he gets 30% cards. Wait, hold on a second. Oh yeah, that's after one. I feel dumb, but yeah, all whichever one he picks, it's all going to that. And this does not apply to his NP, right? Just to clarify.
I don't think so. Yeah, no, it doesn't. Uh, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I still pick Buster just in case, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't.
yeah. So all three of his skills are super unique. Like 2 of them have new effects. The third one has uh, a a new twist on another effect. It's like he mixed together Bunny Toria's first and second skills.
Actually, hold
Because like
on. Now
he
I
sort
think
of
about it.
switches up the cards, and then he also gets the delayed buff for the second turn.
Now I think about it, this might apply to MP because class score, card effectiveness ups does affect MP. I'm not 100% sure anymore.
Huh.
I'll test it out for the damage difference. I'll do it. I'm doing a solo now, but like I'll do it later. But yeah.
Because yeah, that would actually be really interesting for like multi-core stuff because you can run them in multiple types of teams. Like you could justify a quick team with them and have them clear wave 2, or
Oh, it
because
doesn't change
someone's
his
got
MP type though.
oh, it doesn't.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Okay, if it doesn't change the MP type, then no.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
the
I guess with
Buster
I
too.
guess with double Summer Scotty, you can still get the Buster out of it. So whatever.
Mm.
Uh, anyways, then he's got uh, crit Sergeant because assassin. I guess like I kind of expected him to be an assassin, but it went with Berserker. But he also has crit attack resist, which is interesting, and that can help him. That can help him get to low HP ranges safer. Between his first and second skills, that could be applicable. And then good luck charm. He's terror and confusion immune as well as skill seal. So it's a slightly worse version of panic cut. He doesn't have the charm immune. Yeah. It's pretty interesting. Thank God they gave him anti-caster resist, because it also kind of makes sense for it to be anti-foreigner, but that would be so bad because you'd never use him against a foreigner because he's a berserker. Literally, like, the only class that's going to be doing less, other than, I guess, Pretender, but Pretender DPS is what the fuck?
Hey.
Then he's got a one-hit single target buster NP. It ignores invuln, it ignores damage cuts, and then it deals bonus damage against enemies with defense buffs. And then he dies. And then, like, he also gets attack before damage. I'm gonna be honest, like, I like the NP, but I wish he didn't sacrifice himself. Like, I know a lot of people really wanted a single target that sacrificed themselves. Yeah. I didn't. Like, I think he's got really cool stuff, and I want him to be out in the field for more than a few turns.
I think that is a balanced choice. I genuinely think, because of how often they've been using damage cut as a huge CQ gimmick, if they released a servant that can spam their MP that ignores damage cut, that would destroy so many challenge quests, like especially old ones. Ignoring damage cut, like, remember how many, like, just look at so many like advancement quests with like 7 hits worth of like what 300,000.
Okay, question. You know that one crystal thing that has like the 8 million damage cut? Has anyone done a video of that?
Oh, you're right. What the fuck?
Like, I have not seen anyone mention that, but that thing has.
Yeah, I thought that was damage resist, but it's not.
I'm pretty sure it's damage cut. Yeah, because you do no damage to it normally, but Hijikata was able to kill it.
Oh, he did that much hold damage. On.
Yeah, that's a video waiting to happen there, bro. I'm surprised no one's done it yet. I mean, I guess someone's probably done it.
Oh, this ruined it as well, though. Like, because I remember this being the ceiling of TAs.
I mean, it's just one servant that can do it. Other than that, and that's just because he has a very specific gimmick.
Yeah, you're right. Hold on. What the fuck? I didn't think about that. Wait, is that the crush one or is it the?
It's not crush. It's
it's the Onigashima stone.
Yeah. Or something. I think. Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah. The funny's about to happen. Hold on. Oh, you keep going.
Okay. But yeah, like, I think this is really cool. I like that he has these special anti-defensive measures. Like, I think the anti-defense thing, I think that has some pretty cool application, but like, if you sacrifice yourself, I feel like this is one of those types of effects that is only going to be applicable in fights that take more than one turn, and I feel like one of his best use cases is having him just go out.
Nah, it's special damages.
It is? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Wait, how much damage does he?
Yeah, it is special damage res. No, the icon's wrong. The icon's damage res.
Okay.
It's the circle with the little.
Hold on. Can you send me a picture of that quest just to make sure it's the right quest?
Yeah, it's the philosopher's stone. Hold on.
Okay, because if it, like, I know there's like 5 advanced quests that have really high damage resist like that, so.
I know Fergus does. Hold on,
yeah.
Why can't I download it? What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, you can just. Do you not have a snip? Oh wait, are you not able to? Just
I can. Give me a second. I don't know what's wrong with my computer, but it's.
Bro, you need to get something that isn't a Mac, dude. Like,
it's fine.
No, we need to be able to play more games together, bro.
No, it's fine. Just, I don't know, learn Pokemon competitive or something.
No, dude. That's
it's
just
fun.
Like so much. That's so much time and shit. Like, I haven't played Pokemon in a long time, bro.
Just nobody plays VGC, man. It's so sad. Anyway, hold on.
Yeah, it's so much time I could be spending not playing FGO.
Look at that. Is it this one? Is this one, right?
Yeah.
The icon's wrong. Big sad.
Hold on a second.
How about the meth one? How about the
Um,
meth golem? I don't remember the meth golem.
yeah, I'm gonna look it up
Let me look at the. I love
in
wasting like
Atlas
the
real
5
quick
APs.
because I thought it was damage
I don't
cut.
have a. I don't have a potato PC. Showdown OU way better, dude. I don't play. I don't play singles. Get out of here.
Digate. No, it's not
I
cut.
I sure love Stealth Rock, Sticky Web, Rapid Spin, Goldango. That's so fun, bro. Anyways,
What's that quest called again?
it's called something soul. Your soul, rest in peace.
May
Something.
these
I don't.
souls rest in peace. Gotcha.
Yeah. That one. Yeah.
Um. Oh, wait a second. Did they update it?
They might have actually.
Yeah, I think they did because what it is, it's special damage cut. Can't be ignored. I've never seen that effect before, and I don't think they would have made that effect unless there was like a server that could. I wonder if they actually updated this. They might have
That's
updated
so
this.
funny. They got an anti-Sojiro.
Yeah, they gotta make sure it's just Hijikata that can do it. I don't know. Eventually,
Urshifu and Sonora are way better, bro. I fucking hate those things. If you follow my Twitter, I've been ranting about those things for multiple like days on end. But I did finally reach top 1,000 with Delphox on Master Ball Ring. Anyway, sorry, you keep going.
yeah. That's probably another thing that would deter me from getting into Pokemon because like Pokemon like. There's a lot of like meta chasing in it, right? Like you gotta pick the most like there's a lot of
I don't. I use Delphox.
yeah, and then you struggle to like beat people who do, right?
Struggle to hit top 1,000 basically Legends ladder. Like it's high.
Yeah,
it's
but
a
most of the people above you are meta chasing, right? Like
yeah.
I don't know.
So
I
that's
just
better when I beat.
so
Anyway,
I just hate it when games discourage like more creative stuff just because like there's such very specific meta type things that'll just fuck your shit up for it.
It doesn't.
I get it. Like I know there are some off meta things that can work. It's just
it's just most competitive games though. I cannot think of a single competitive game that doesn't have a meta.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. It's just like I could see something like maybe a Smash game where like okay, I can main a weird character and maybe people don't know how to play against it so I can win, or maybe I can be good enough at that character that I can beat people who are using better characters. But I feel like I don't know. I feel like Pokemon's
because it's a turn-based game. Like it's not because when you're comparing it to a fighting game has like skills and stuff. And also, Rio confirmed they actually updated the fucking icon.
Really?
They Sojiro proofed it. Ain't no way, bro.
Damn, dude.
They
hate content creators. They hate them so much.
I mean, they want you to play with the gimmick. They don't want you to just like, ignore gimmick. Then just don't make him this way. Then what the fuck?
But why not? Like, that's like one of the best use cases for this thing. Why did you make it a thing otherwise?
I mean, there's gonna be CQs. Like my prediction is they're either going to. I do think this is a fair balance point to make him kill himself. So you don't get to. It's very hard to make him repeatedly spam his MP. But the other thing is they might just start using special damage resist in everything starting from now. Instead of mix together. So
we're gonna notice something actually pretty funny about his NP going into this next one because he has ignore damage cut and he does bonus damage to defending enemies. And our next servant has a damage cut passive and a defense buff. So up next, we got Alice, who is missing. She's not actually officially in the game, so we don't have her art yet, so that's why it's blank here. But she's an AoE quick caster, quick art stack. She actually has like really good gains, by the way, because at base like a a 5% art, like quick card is pretty good, but then 2.55% arts card is absurd, and she
And
has
she
two of them.
has so many batteries.
And she
She has
has an NP that makes stars, so you can crit with those arts cards.
she has too
See,
much charge, honestly.
yeah, yeah, and then like speaking of like really good gains on her decks cards, like she's also got this first skill which is 20% card for both of those, and then 30% NP gain. So hold on a
And
second.
50 battery. Like what the this is a really, I mean, this is not
Yeah.
a super innovative skill, but this is a really like high level. Like how do I put this? This is the
Yeah,
numbers are
another
very good.
10%.
Sorry.
There's also like another
Yeah.
10% arts on there. So she has, with the skill active, she has 4.3% arts cards.
Yeah.
Like 4.3% on a quick card is really good. And then arts cards are triple what quick cards are. So like that, especially when you have an AoE quick NP making stars, like that means you're able to, you could do something like NP art, and you could just keep NPing back to back really easily. Yeah, and then good cooldown on it, 6 turns. So like, this is just like an NP back to back skill, really easy. Because what you could do, you could NP without this active, and then like, okay, I get up to like 50%. Then I pop this next turn, I can loop again because I have better NP refund and I have better cards going on, and it's just it's a lot.
Yep.
And then she has like this kind of gimmicky skill where it's 30% buster, not buster, 30% attack and defense for 3 turns on a 6-turn cooldown, so half of the time it's up. And then you get another 20% if you're on forest, city, or darkness fields.
Vlad skill.
Yeah. Yeah, although
Not
his is
Vlad.
lower cooldown, but she's gonna get more out of it because she can actually counterclass.
Yeah. And she can get 50. Like I think the moment she gets 50, it's just over. Like I mean okay. On an AoE caster, maybe not, but like, dude, 50% attack and defense up. Like if she hits the field, and it's 3 fields, and I don't think any of these fields are that rare in particular. So like, I think this is really not crazy, but this is really solid. I guess really solid if she
She
hits the
has,
field.
that means she has extra synergy with Zhang Jue as well, because Zhang Jue
Yeah.
has like, okay, you get forest,
Or
then you get 40% quick from him. You also get the arts buff because she has a quick arts deck that actually does something, and then she gets more attack and more defense as a result of his third skill. So it's
or
just like,
Jaguar Man if you don't want to deal with 80% RNG. But yeah.
uh,
The question is, what is dark? Is every nighttime field dark?
I'd
I don't know what
assume
dark
that.
is.
I
Can you click on it? Like, what does it say?
no, this just brings up servants that have
Oh,
things to
okay.
do with it.
Oh,
Oh wait, it actually brings up
Koyan dark. No, that makes sense.
sunlight is very
Oh,
common. City is, oh wow, city is quite common.
oh yeah. Look.
Airspace is 1. And
Yeah,
darkness. Oh
dark.
yeah,
Yeah,
there's
look at
actually,
all this shit. What the?
dude, there's
It's
actually a ton of these. I'm sure there's some overlap
caves,
on these, but
indoors. Yeah. Do you
to be
imagine
fair,
if she gets 20% more for each field it hits? If it's a field that has
oh,
both,
that would be dumb.
to get
Yeah,
100%, baby.
sort of like Yume Ren Lancer's thing, because she
Yeah.
has water side and sunlight.
Yeah.
Yeah, this, like, to be fair, some of these are really niche situations, like Blood Fort on Andromeda. I think we fight there like twice.
Yeah. I mean, it's not
So,
bad. I mean, baseline, it's like okay. It's a bit underwhelming baseline, but it's okay.
but yeah, that's a lot of coverage on that. So yeah, that's gonna be coming up pretty often. And if you don't have it coming up, I don't know why music paused. Yeah, I mean, it's still like 30% attack and 30% defense. You will be surprised how much a 30% defense buff does. Like,
Yeah.
like, and then like you can stack it on other defense buffs and stuff. But yeah, and then she's got this goofy ass third skill, which can be used every other turn. It's a 20% battery, and she also gets like a special type of anti-purge defense. It's unremovable, so it's finally actually anti-purge defense that is actually unpurgeable.
Just suck it, Kestor.
Eh.
Suck it. Get fucked. Idiot. Sorry.
But yeah, she like every 2 turns she can resist one attack. The thing is, she has a certain counter of them. Like one of her
13, yeah.
passives gives her like 12 of this invisible buff. No, 13 of this invisible buff.
Yeah.
And it consumes one every time. And once that's out, you can't do this anymore. But you do it every other turn, and you got it 13 times. That means 26
20 plus turns,
yeah,
bro.
26 turns and you're finally out of them. Oh man, what a
Damn.
loss.
What a loss. I damn, my run that lasts over 26 turns.
Yeah.
It's not like the character dies after 26 turns, you know what I mean? Like, what the...
Oh, I didn't realize this is actually stackable with actual anti-purge. Damn.
It is.
Wow, that is really dumb. Holy shit.
Yeah, because this is what I mean by she's smart, because it's a different icon.
Yeah, and
It's
that
solid
means
defense with
yeah,
a bird
that means
icon.
it doesn't get. You don't have to worry about it getting no affected, like with a certain other servant that's actually an arts servant.
It's her fucking roommate. Nice one. Anyway. Nice
No, if
one,
she was an arts servant, actually, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like she's more ridiculous as a quick servant than an arts servant because it makes her.
She's
It
probably one of
makes
the
her
best quick loopers, right, in terms of refund.
probably.
Because she has so much charge.
Yeah,
She
I don't
technically has
think.
90 charge.
That being said, I don't think she's going to be the number one, like, as far as effective at looping.
Well, yeah, because
AoE quick caster.
Because caster big sad. This is like rats on steroids, bro.
I don't think she's going to be refunding better than rats, but she's probably going to
she
do
has
better
more
damage.
charge, yeah.
Yeah, and more flexibility, I'd say. Okay, by the way, so of course, I already mentioned the arts passive, and then debuff success, which, does she have it? Oh yeah, she does have a debuff, right. Oh right, I forgot. And then she also has damage cut. I don't know why it's specifying except Noble Phantasm, because like 400 damage
against an NP.
Yeah, that's not going to defend you from an NP anyways. However, this skill definitely will. And then she also reduces damage taken from ailment debuffs. So if you have a 300 poison on her, she takes no damage.
Wow, that's pretty good. I mean, so many people what it means nowadays. It's just kind of.
Yeah, dude, like,
it's
and
funny.
then you stack that with her second skill, she's taking like no damage.
Yeah.
Like Ibuki, for example, when she's counterclassing. Like, she's got 30% defense and 200 damage cut. This is double that damage cut, and potentially almost double the defense. So she will just not take damage. And then she's got hard survival up every other turn. Like, she is so ridiculous.
Yeah. The fucking prophecy came true where Alice is the actual broken one.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So goofy.
Yeah.
And then grants instant kill guts 5 times. So if she gets instant killed, she gutses it.
This is actually really cool
2K.
against certain bosses, I'd say. Like, against certain bosses.
Yeah.
Like, if their gimmick is insta kill.
Dude, I could imagine she would actually be legit pretty fucking good against
the King Hassan.
King Hassan. Isn't he even man attribute, or is he Earth?
I don't.
I think he's
probably man.
I think he's man.
Oh, yeah. Benny Alter.
Yeah, he looks like he should be Earth, but I think he's man because I remember Morgan was able to 2-turn it.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, but yeah, like she's got so much stuff going on. And then she's got an NP, which is actually just kind of nuts, too. So she ignores evasion. She has one of the funniest effects. I did not expect to see this, and when I first saw it, I was like, oh no. Because it's anti-human damage, not
Emo.
man attribute.
Yeah.
That being said, she has man attribute damage here as
SE.
well.
She got the man attribute on the important part. Like the small
Yeah.
P mod is whatever.
So yeah, fuck Sanson, I guess. But
Yeah.
she also has 500% chance of applying terror on them.
Oh no. Van
So,
Gogh
so what we
PTSD,
got
baby.
is a servant that spams their NP easier than Van Gogh does and is able to apply terror over and over
Yeah.
again.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
you also got crit rate down for 3 turns, and then like
Yep.
anti-man damage. This is such a loaded NP.
Oh, Van
And
Gogh's
then
not
it's
Outcast, bro, but yeah. I mean, in that aspect, probably, yeah.
Van Gogh has other things like she's supportive, but
Yeah.
like if we're looking at someone who can spam terror so much, like this is so much better for that because she actually
Yeah.
refunds with it, and she has a better deck for gains. She has better gains in general. She has more battery. She
Mm.
kind of technically she has more battery. Like she has a 50% and a 20%, although Van Gogh literally can have as much percent as you can curse her for.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
like this is better uptime on battery, and then she's got like, oh, she's so ridiculous, dude.
in terms of AoE caster DP, oh fuck Tonalico. I was gonna say she's probably the ceiling, but Tonalico is really good. But she is one of
Mm.
the strongest AoEs in terms of kit we've seen. I would say in a while. Like this is just everything flows well together, and her gimmicks are just bonuses. You know, like her gimmicks, like for example, the 5 guts. Like they're so generous with that as well. Like yeah, it's only against insta kill, but like it's just a bonus anyway. She's not like losing other passives for it. But oh, it's just 5. It's not even like 1. I thought I was expecting it's 5. So like if you're against suddenly a specific boss that just like oh it just suddenly insta kills you a bunch, she's gonna be the best character because she has Castle of Snow. She has better than Castle of Snow packed onto her passive, right? So like, obviously that is an overstatement, but like, I think even if you remove all the gimmicks, obviously not the skill 3. If the skill 3 is a big part of it, but like, she's just so good. And like you said, 2-turn cooldown, with she's not gonna run out 13 triggers. Like there's almost no situation where you'll run out of that. And like she can like even if you run out, like it's fine. Like once again, it doesn't fucking kill her if you run out of the skill 3, right? So like I think this is so crazy. This is such a good like sustained quick DPS. Like yeah, I know quick is not the best at sustaining playstyles, but like in general, she's so
Is
crazy.
is she level 90 in the quest that we use her in?
Let me see. I think she is. I think her attack stat is low or something. I think
Yeah,
something.
yeah, she does have a low attack stat by the looks of things because it's only
Yeah.
10.6. It's still on. It's still like average
It's
for
probably
AoE caster though.
yeah. It's probably unfold, but yeah, it's fucking AOE cast. The curse of AOE casters.
Okay.
The highest one was Tonalico, right? I could be wrong. Let me look. Yeah, it's level 90. Yeah, we got her. We got
So
her face.
she's
Yeah.
got 20% quick, 30% attack. I'm doing numbers right quick.
I mean, her deck is fine. Imagine if they release a quick support that supports her deck better. You know that exists. It's called Caster Scotty. You don't have to
Yeah.
run her with Summer Scotty. I mean, farming, you probably still run her with Summer Scotty, but just use Caster Scotty. She's absolutely amazing with Caster Scotty. Like obviously her DPS potential is gonna be like slashed. Alco's MP does a server check. If you go into airplane mode when you use her MP, you get a connection error. I thought that's because you didn't load preloaded. If you,
well,
if you,
well, that would probably be because does Melusines not do the same thing?
no,
The third
because
skill?
Melusines. Oh, you mean I don't think so. I think you just have to download all.
I don't know.
Unless they're being lore accurate with it, where she goes into the future. Never mind.
So actually, I had a feeling this was going to be the case, but she actually has low damage. Because like at base, without any attributes or traits or anything, it looks like she's hitting like 18k, that's like Murasaki's damage.
Ooh.
That's with like foes and no CE
Ooh.
NP1.
I mean, that's
Um,
AoE casters for you. Like,
yeah.
other than Tonalico, Tonalico really isn't an AoE caster. Like, that,
Um,
that
that being said, if you are on one of the fields, then it goes up to 20.8, which is all right. If you're not on one of the fields and you're getting the super effective, then it's 27k, which is that's pretty all right damage. Like there's a lot of like AoE busters that do a little bit under that without
Mhm.
traits, and then like also a lot of buster ones that don't have traits at all.
I know.
I'd say so. Maximum would be her maximum, which is on one of those fields, then up against man attribute humans. It'd be 40k on her own. It's like it's all right.
I know a
And
servant can have everything, but like
I feel
she
like
has
I,
so
f-
much staying power.
yeah,
So maybe she should have had a more
I feel like
supportive.
she's pretty comparable to Murasaki in that regard. Of course, like she's definitely got a stronger kit than Murasaki's in
I mean, she's
ways.
more selfish for sure.
Yeah, she's more selfish, but then Murasaki has like team support, and she synergizes really well with her supports.
I
Um,
actually think her MP doing terror is very important because like
for
if you're
sure.
too tanky and you don't do damage, it really feels, I like to call it the Marie Antoine syndrome. Obviously that doesn't apply to Marie Alter, but like I think both other Maries sometimes you just feel, especially Caster Marie, you just feel like they stand on the field and they don't really do anything. Yeah, you can't kill her, but she's just like that rock from that advancement quest. Like it doesn't really do anything, right? So I, I think even though her MP damage is bad, she has like you said as well, crit down, spammable terror has like it keeps her team alive, and she has too much charge though. Is that a weird like complaint? She has so much charge, she doesn't need it. I don't actually think she needs to proc her skill 3 every 2 turns. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, she could just not have her first skill and she would still be really spammy.
yeah, yeah, she doesn't.
Because like
She doesn't need it.
like I know I keep bringing up servants that I use a lot, but that's because like I feel like that's the best way to it's the easiest way to get some sort of estimate for it. But like her card gains are like significantly better than Suzuka's. Like they're already okay. Suzuka's with her NP gain buff are pretty comparable to her. Like they're a bit better than Alice's without her first skill. And then like you have the first skill, which is 30% NP gain, and then 20% card on all of the cards that matter. And then she's also got another 10% arts passives. Yeah, she is going to be ridiculously spammy. And the fact that she is going to be able to spam like without even needing cards all the time,
Mm-hmm.
like this is going to be a ridiculous servant. Like I tell you, like
She's
this
emptying
is
every turn.
this is gonna be fun for content. I can tell.
Yeah.
She's gonna be able to solo some
Ooh,
crazy stuff for sure.
terror spam and then like -1 hit every 2 turns. -1 hit every 2 turns is really similar to like when I'm soloing with someone like Tonalico or caster Artoria, some whatever. Berserker Summer Castoria, where like every MP gives like 1 hit of invul, and it's kind of similar because the frequency where you use that is quite similar in a solo, so it's pretty nice. Um, and in a team, I mean, I will give you this though. Not really. It is 1 time 2 turns, right? So it really isn't that bad, even in a team, right? Because like you would. I don't think you would waste it, like in most cases, because like you're gonna get hit within 2 turns once, and you
It's
can you.
so like one thing though, like I'm not sure about with her. Like I don't know how you 3 turn with her. Like what do you use when?
Oh,
It's
three
like
turn move.
yeah, Yeah, because like I know
What
it's
do you
lame.
mean?
So like obviously she's going to be able to. It's just like okay, you use her first skill. Okay, that's
Alright.
50%. Use your third
Um,
skill. It's
no,
20%. You got 90% charge. So
mm,
so
I know what you
what
mean.
next?
Maybe she doesn't use it twice. Maybe she just use it once. Like it's
I
probably
mean
overkill.
I mean to be fair, you what so like the immediate thought is like okay, do you frontline the Oberon then? But then you can't have both Scotties out.
I think you can
Oh,
frontline the Oberon. Like unless you really need damage, you can absolutely frontline the Oberon. Like she doesn't need the extra quick up for refund. She doesn't need
actually
65% quick to refund. Okay.
Actually, I'll be honest though, she might be able to just like, you might be able to just use Scotty's 50% for that turn one. And if you're plugging, I think you're, oh
Yeah,
yeah,
you can do that too.
yeah, she can
Yeah, yeah,
totally like plug
yeah.
and do that.
Just
Uh,
don't use skill one, or yeah, you can also just don't use skill one.
it's
Like
quite
there's so
fun.
many. Oh yeah, you mean skill one? Yeah, you will be floating a 20 battery. It doesn't really matter. Like
Yeah, because like what I'm thinking is, okay, you got the 20%. If you use it on turn one, you have it on turn three too.
yeah, but I mean you can just. I mean, oh boy, we're downgrading to only 70 charge. With such
Yeah,
decent refund. She has what 7 hit MP, right? So like, it's 7 hits, right? I think it's 7 hit MP.
yeah. I'm actually doing the
So
math right now.
so like I don't necessarily think she needs to pop it twice. I mean, depends on your comp. You can do I like. Unfortunately, she doesn't have any team wide buffs other than the MP gain. It's a really weird thing to have team wide as well. It's just MP gain up. I think everything else is just for herself, which is reduces her multi-core potential, because usually when a servant has like big amounts of charge, you do want her to be you do want her
Mm.
to they do have multi-core potential, but then they don't have any team-wide buffs, so it's kind of eh. And she's also a
Oh,
caster, like her
oh
damage
my
is not going to be amazing.
Oh my
um
god, I just realized something.
uh,
I just real So is Black Rail always considered a curse or what? Or like is it
I don't
considered an
think so.
ailment?
I don't think so.
Because if
I
it
don't think so.
is, then she has no demerit with Black Rail because she reduces her ailment debuff and
That would
damage
be
by
really
four.
funny.
Well,
Okay,
okay,
I'm
she
gonna test
actually
it out.
she'll take 100 damage per turn.
That would be really
That's it.
funny, because in a longer solo, I think it is very plausible to, like, for example, if I'm soloing Prison Tower with her, I'm not bringing Honey Lake. I'm bringing Black Grail, dude, because she's doing MP every turn anyways. I'm not fucking bring Honey Lake. I'm gonna use her MP every single turn.
Oh,
So if she does have that, if
she
it
could.
does work on Black Grail, that'd be
Yeah,
cool.
she could. Actually, I'm not sure. I think she like a strong enough one could beat Prison Tower, but I think her biggest problem is going to be Amakusa.
Amakusa, nah, she can kill. Like with BG, she can. Maybe
Okay,
at MP2. Maybe at MP2. With BG.
okay, because like honestly, the biggest problem is just going to be killing him in time. But he's man attribute, right?
Yeah, he's man, and like
Almost.
that's when
Yeah,
you switch to BG. I'd
yeah,
say like that when you need damage, like burst damage
yeah.
on Amakusa, you use BG.
Yeah.
And she hits anti Drake.
Almost everyone there is man attribute. So like that's gonna be great for her. Like if Morgan can do it, she can probably do it. Okay,
Good
to
luck
be
going
fair,
through. Oh
Morgan
yeah,
is
Fergus
berserker.
evade is an issue. Yeah, Fergus evade is like the biggest wall, where it makes me want to switch back to Honey Lake. But
I mean, she can stun him.
oh yeah,
That's
her
gonna put him.
MPS sure hit. I forgot.
Oh right, sure hit.
Get fucked. Never mind. Get fucked, Fergus. Lamau. Look at that. Look at that. We're already scripting that prison tower solo. I mean,
Oh yeah, dude.
depends. I hope my luck with her is better than Alco. Yeah. But
Yeah,
yeah.
same. Because I have less multis available. I got Alco and 3 multis, and
That's crazy,
uh,
bro.
I don't like
I
spending money on this game.
I got her in 20 multis.
Ooh.
Yeah. Actually, not 20. I lied. It's 20, 21.
I think Cad went to pity. I don't know. I went over to
That
his
sucks,
stream
bro.
because I wanted to hear what he had to say about Alco. I don't know. Like when I watch him, it's not just like I want to hear what he has to say. Uh, he has uh, he has. Don't take offense to this if any of you guys are in here, but he has very normie chat members because like a
Oh,
lot of really just normal average
I mean,
players go through there asking
he's
for
one
stuff.
of the biggest Twitch streaming FGO
Yeah,
personalities.
yeah,
Like only lower than Mist, I'd
yeah,
say. So it's
and a
normal.
big reason why is because he really does cater towards the NA player base, and that's a lot of the NA player base.
But he does
Uh,
wail pretty hard on JP. I would say. He has
oh
like
yeah,
I think
I
he
mean he
has
went to pity,
every
so
he has okay, well that's true. I think he has every saber face at MP5 in JP, which is kind of crazy.
yeah,
Mist.
yeah.
I mean, Mist is so much. Mist gets so much more views on Twitch than every other FGO streamer. I think it's very fair to say he is the gold standard for FGO streaming. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
not gold standard. He's
he's
the
he's the most
constantly put.
popular Twitch streamer for FGO.
Yeah,
I have a
yeah.
feeling there might be one or two YouTube streamers like on like in other countries that might pull better views than him,
Oh yeah.
but like I don't get
I
recommended
mean,
their
and
stuff
media.
because I don't
I mean,
I don't
counting
speak
English
that language.
speaking, I know like Kita-shan when he does translation streams on YouTube, it's a lot of views.
Oh
And
yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
translation streams, those will pull like huge numbers,
Thousands.
even
Yeah,
even
thousands.
on the channels of people who don't have much appeal otherwise. Anyways, uh, so anyways, like going back to what we have new on JP, we're still not done. See, we got a couple buffs.
Oh
We got
yeah,
two
I literally
buffs. None of
mentioned
them were
that, and then
Spishtar.
I forgot.
Yeah, none of them were Spishtar, but we got a
You know what
Fujina
I'm sad
buff.
about though? None of
What?
them were Kashin Koji.
I mean, does she need a buff?
Just she's the spider. She's the first thing you fight on the mountain. She's the spider of the and anyway.
I think she's pretty solid where she is. It's just like, eh.
Yeah, I know. I did try to loop with her today for the outbreak. You should farm the outbreak if you're interested. It's pretty good drops, but anyways.
Oh wait, is it only around for
2 hours.
temporary for a couple hours? Oh shit, dude.
But it's every day though. So every day the time is like about an hour apart. Like they want to play cute, so they hide the little hints in the fucking map. But it's usually from like 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. on JP time. Usually, sometimes it's 1 hour later, sometimes 1 hour earlier. But yeah.
Okay, so that's gonna be like noon time for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's big QP drops, big mat drops. I missed the first day, which had spirit roots. I have 2 spirit roots, bro.
Oh man, you know what? They're probably gonna do threads on one of them. I need threads. I
They're
just
gonna
spent like
they're gonna do bloodstone tears, bro. They showed it in the the little like, ooh, remember outbreak quest? And
oh
I'm just like,
man.
oh, bloodstone. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I need feathers too. I'm just
Feathers was
so many
today,
things.
but the drop rate is really
Fuck.
dog shit. So don't worry about it.
Was it worse than like the free quest?
Slightly better, but not much better.
Oh
I'd
man.
say.
I could have gotten event currency while I was at it too, right? Man. Man, I wish I
It
was
kind
paying
of
more
sucks
attention.
how they're doing this. They're like, I mean, it's cute, but it's weird though, because even for Japanese players, like, it sometimes it happens at like 12 a.m. Like some people sleep early, bro. Like sometimes they just don't get to do it because it's like really late at night as well. For Japanese people, it's actually better times for us.
Well, they
Because
they
like,
just need to get on your level and set their alarms at really unhealthy points of time and fuck
I'm
up their sleep
so
schedule.
mad. Out of all the days to not wake up, I didn't wake up today, and it was Alice's like kit drop.
I was awake,
So mad.
dude. I was awake when the update happened because terrible sleep schedule, and then like I didn't see you post a video about anything, so I was like, okay, I guess there's nothing to talk about, nothing to be interested in.
Mad.
I went to
am
bed.
so mad. I woke up
You
1
failed
hour
me.
later.
You failed me, Blushy.
Dude, I woke up 1 hour later.
So speaking of
uh,
failing, we are failing to stay on topic with Asagami Fujino.
oh, sorry.
So Fujino has been good for a long time. She was a little behind on damage for a bit, but then they gave her an NP upgrade, then she was fine. But that wasn't good enough for them. So they gave her a 30% battery. That's it. 30% battery on a 5-turn cooldown. As a person who has Queen of Sheba, it is quite nice having a low cooldown battery. Especially on a skill that a lot of the time won't be doing too much beyond like, okay, I crit this turn. And
Yeah.
so like it's a pretty flexible skill in that regard. So I think they put it on. That's probably the right skill for them to put it on.
Yeah. The timing is flexible. It's just good. Like she doesn't need it, but I mean, I don't think you'll ever bust a loop with her. But like now, I guess you can do it with her, and also just like once again, 5-turn cooldown battery on on like a buster character that kind of wants to spam her MP because like she has like gain up or something. I think right. So like
Yeah.
like her solos are very much focused on spamming her MP, and just having this is really good. I mean, short cooldown. Like
Yeah.
one of her best things is every one of her skills is 5-turn cooldown, so she has like really good uptime on everything. So this is just another. They just made sure Fujino is still like one of the best 4-star single target archer. Like they're gonna be let me check the Fujino clock. Oh, but yeah, a little bit outdated. All right,
So
let's give her another thing. And, like,
so speaking of Queen of Sheba, it's kind of the same thing that they did there, except like instead of like an undertuned buff on a servant that needed more, it's a like a kind of just a regular buff on a servant that really didn't need it.
yeah,
But the reason why, similar to Queen of Sheba, is because all of her competition does it. Which I kind of get that, but I don't think that's a great reason, because once upon a time, battery was a selling point. It wasn't the norm.
yeah,
Now it's just who has more battery. But you know what? If we're talking about 30% batteries, so she's a single target buster archer. You know who else has has a 30% battery? Ash, Hot Wheels. He has a 30% battery. It's actually on a longer cooldown. He's still really good. There's still selling points
Mhm.
for him over her, but not for Anne. Not
Oh
Anne
yeah,
is kind
there
of
you go.
just like a worse version of Ash, and the really funny in a sad way thing is they got the exact same buff as Fujino. Like the skill that did very little else other than a 15 star bomb, they just slapped a 30% on it. Except this was a worse skill because they already have star weight
And it's a long
and
cooldown.
and it's a longer cooldown. Yeah.
Yep.
And at base, this servant was worse than Fujino. Even before Fujino's upgrades, she was
Yeah,
worse than them.
Yeah, and Fujino has MP upgrade. So
Yeah.
like it's
Personally,
just very big.
yeah.
I think the MP upgrade was still the
Personally,
biggest
I still think they're like okay. It's just like if you like one of the selling points, like one of the only selling points they had over Fujino at least, and not over Ash, was okay. They've got this 30% battery. They can instantly NP. Fujino can't instantly NP without help. Now she can.
thing. Yeah.
So now we're back at square one.
I mean, it's just, yeah. I at least it makes rating stuff easier. It's just, oh, Fujino's the best one. Ooh. So like,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we can. Miss can put her back up at EX.
yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Uh,
They saw the tier list and they're like, nah, bro, this won't stand.
uh
This will not stand.
she must
Fujino
be
must
higher.
be, yeah. Fujino must be the best
Yeah.
Fujino in the game or something. I don't know.
Yeah, the best Fujino. There are no
Yeah,
other Fujinos in this game that are better than
yeah,
her.
she's the best Fujino in the game.
Uh, question: didn't we put Ash in? Was it A plus?
I think they're all in the same tier. I mentioned like
Okay,
Ash, Fujino, and
because
Chiron.
I'm gonna be honest, like I feel like Ash is EX tier. Like I hadn't used him in a while when we talked about him, but recently I used him. And, like he performs really fucking well. Like he hits like a five
Yeah,
star.
yeah. I was thinking all of them maybe deserve to be in the X, but yeah.
He kept her an A plus after the buff. Why though?
Oh, after this buff. Oh yeah, he does. Oh, he does shift tiers with his
Yeah, with the
buff
bus, he doesn't
breakdowns.
place new
Yeah,
summons,
I
but
forgot.
he
Yeah.
does replace older ones.
I mean, I guess from a perspective, it's like it's not that big enough of a change, so he doesn't want to shift tiers. I mean, that's fair. I don't know. It's whatever. But speaking of tier list of early for order, put Alco. I don't know, like fucking A. I think she's like A.
That's a hard thing to ask. Hold on.
Yeah. I mean that obviously that don't take
I have
my
to
word for
sneeze.
it, but I think she's like a A.
Yeah, personally I feel like it's too early to tell. Like, I think A plus or something. Like, it's just harder to rank her because she has a weakness that none of her competition has. But then
Yeah.
she's also still really strong.
There's no basis of comparison, but basically the reason I said A is because I'm thinking like realistic use cases. She's just a really decent AoE arts DPS that can't really farm. So I think A is fair. Like what do we have an A plus for like EX extra two? We have a lot of strong characters in extra two at A plus,
Do you
right?
do you think she's better or worse than Korean Dark?
Worse,
Okay.
easily.
Or
I'm
on
sorry.
par?
Look, people are gonna call me biased again because like even when I was shitting on Korean Dark, people are still saying like, oh, he's super biased and highly rating Korean Dark. I think Korean Dark easily beats her because like, the thing I have the problem I have with Alco is a couple fold, right? So I guess we're still tackling the Pandora's box here, but so Alco's a character that doesn't have choice to do single target damage. Good single target damage. She has to work very hard to do single target damage. Like unlike like you said, someone like Ibuki, whose strength is she can do good AoE damage with the MP and good single target damage with the cards. Alco cannot do good single target damage with her cards. Like period. After transformation. Right? So that is one thing that I think she really lacks. It's very hard to boost her card damage. Like obviously you can say the same for like people like I don't know Semiramis, who yeah she has normal cards, but she has shitty ass like triple arts deck, so like it doesn't do damage anyways. But I think like Alco, not because of her kit, but because of how the AOE cards work, she doesn't have a good she doesn't have a good way of doing single target damage. She doesn't really farm well because it's very difficult to like making her farm is jumping through multiple hoops. Like I am a little bit scared of making this statement because I said something similar with Tonalico and I turned out to be extremely wrong because turns out spread 50 charge is very good. But my take is Super Alco. If you get to start with Super Alco in farming, she's still worse than Tonalico. So I think like that is a fair that is a fair assessment to say she's not very good at farming. And in Challenge Quest, obviously she can do all the things a good AoE arts DPS can do. She even has like you said, ignore defense, ignore invul. But it's very decentralized which part you like, what kind of playstyle you want her to do. I think it is generally better if you treat the AoE card critting as a side thing and you still focus on using her as an arts DPS. That's why I think Van Gogh is such a good fit because Van Gogh can easily fit in her arts team still, right? Like she has an arts MP that can make arts chains. She can give your team a little bit of heals, and Van Gogh plus Castor is actually a pretty deadly combo with protecting her team and whatnot. She has team-wide evade and stuff, and Castor can help charge her MP. And I think like that is a team where you don't actually feel like you're mismatching the crit, like you're sacrificing either or the crit gimmick or the MP gimmick. But I just think she's very decentralized, and you ended up not knowing what you want her to do because she does so many things. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing because like a lot of recent strong servants do this, like they do a lot of things at once. But but she has so much like overbalancing going on. Like once again, like there are so many things that would just make her better. Like yeah, would it make her a little bit overtuned? Yes, but I don't think that's a big issue. Like there's so many things that there's so many things that she could have had. Like for example, all of her skill cooldown refreshes on transformation. That would have made her really broken. Or like you said, doesn't remove the second. You don't remove the second effect after transformation, so your team gets a couple turns of 30 party-wide charge. I think it's fine. Like it's 3 turns. It's not that crazy. Is it 3 turns? 3 turns, right? Her second.
Yeah.
It's not that crazy, right? Or you swap her skill 2's effect pre and post transformation, so she gets to immediately transform if she wants to, right? So like, or she doesn't get a triple art stack after she transformed, or you don't nerf her cards after she. I think a triple art stack with 0.55 arts cards, 0.55 so times 3, so 1.65. I think triple art stack with 1.65 arts is fine. Like it's above average, but you're like it's a transformation MP. It's an install MP. You need to do it. You need to work for it before you get it. I think the whole concept of a transformation MP is like because the MP itself doesn't actually do anything as well. Like I also had a idea of like what if the MP stuns everyone? Like it gives her a free turn when she transforms. Like yeah, it doesn't do damage, but it like freeze, everybody stop, right? You get more leeway to do whatever the fuck you want, right? With the MP. Like the MP has no immediate impact, because it's just a transformation MP and it buffs her. And her post transformation form is not absolutely broken. So I think that is like a problem. I was expecting Super Alco to be like an SSR that's better than most other SSRs, and I don't actually think. I think she's just above average after she transforms. So that is a bit of an issue. I don't know. I just think it's not worth it. It's so many hoops you have to jump through to get above average performance. Like I don't think she's bad, but I don't think she's like okay, like unless your fight drags on for very long. Like if your fight is like 30 turns, like you said, yeah, wasting that 1 turn for transformation doesn't feel like anything, right? But like if your fights are within 10 turns, that actually feels a little bit annoying, right? And I don't know, like that at least that's my feeling for her. I think she's overbalanced because I was expecting post transformation Alco to be broken because you're wasting a turn to transform. And you don't even have a 100 battery to immediately transform. So it's not even a choice. You have to work for it. So after working for it, I don't get anything that's like super broken. So like, okay, why should I work for it? Right? So that's how I feel. That's a lot, sorry. But
okay. So let's move on to the other buff, because we still have a couple more things I'd love to be able to talk about today. So we got Calamity Jane's buff, which I feel like it's not a lot to go over. This is a really good buff for sure, because what her thing was. Her thing was always like, okay, her third skill gives you a bunch of buffs. The more stars you have, the more buffs you have. So the struggle with using her, if it was a struggle at all, it was always just making sure you had stars for this turn. And what they did was they made it so you could get stars instantly. So they still made it RNG, which I still think it's fine. Like, I think most of the time it's gonna get you what you need anyways, because like you don't always need all of these effects, although like the 40 star effect is generally what people bring her for. But what it is, it's you get 10 stars guaranteed, then you have 4 separate 30% chances to get 10 stars. So you can, if you're really lucky, you can get 50 stars just from this. But it's RNG. But like, you're probably gonna have some stars already. So it's not gonna, like, even if you don't get like several of them, like even if you only get like 2 or 3 of them to proc, like you're still probably gonna get all of the effects.
That's especially
30. Especially like, okay, like if you're using her as the DPS, then she's a quick servant. You're gonna run her with servants that make stars, probably just so she crits better, and then like this is gonna get you the rest of the way there. Yeah. They also increased the effect on the 30%, like on the crit chance, because it used to be like 19%.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but now it's 30%, which is enough to negate crits unless the enemy is like using crit buffs, of course. And
Also,
then
yeah,
also
like,
defense
sorry,
style.
like Nephilim mentioned, you're basically guaranteed 20 stars from that, from the skill.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry. Like
76%.
do you mean 76 is having 2 of them proc, right? I mean, the way you calculate this is 1 minus.
Yeah, it's you
1
calculate
minus all of them not procking.
Yeah, you calculate the chance of all of them.
Not procking.
You calculate all the odds of all of them missing, then you subtract that out of 1. So it's 0.7 times 0.7 times.
It should be really
7 times 0.7.
It should be
times
almost like impossible to not get 1 proc.
Okay, yeah, it's like it's 83% chance. It's 83% chance of
having one of them happen.
Having none of them happen.
Oh, having none of them happen.
Oh wait.
Wait, what?
Wait, 84% chance of having at least one happen. Yeah.
Oh,
it's 16. Okay. It's 16 or 7. It's one.
Yeah.
It's 16.8% chance of missing every single one of them.
Yeah. That's higher than I thought, but yeah.
Actually, hold on. I fucked up because I did 5. Okay, so it would be divided by 0.7. So, yeah, 76% chance of at least. Yeah, yeah, I counted it as 5 times, but there's only 4 procs. Yeah, it's just a really solid skill buff. It meshes perfectly with what she wants to do, and like it gives her more just value at base. Like even if these effects just don't come up because you're really unlucky, you still get other things that are very useful.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. Like, I get some people not liking the buff because it's an RNG buff. I mean, they did add the defense down and the crit chance numbers increased. Depends on how lucky you are. This can be a bad or a good buff. But hey, that's what the Dead Man's Hand is about. Like, if you play the hand, you die or something. I don't remember. The cowboy lore. Anyways.
Okay. So, the last thing I want to talk about, like, we got this download campaign. Wait, is it download campaign? Or
20 million, right?
Or was it a day campaign? Like, how long it's been running?
I think it's a download, right? 20 million download campaign?
Yeah, whichever one it is. The one, well, it gave us a Castoria banner. It gave us blue apples, which is, like, probably the best thing on this, according to me, because that means I can just sit there and hoard apples when I'm not doing anything instead of farm XP that I don't need.
I'm out of blue apples in JP again.
Bro.
They recently refilled and I'm out again.
Dude. But the thing that people are going to want to hear about from us is the SR ticket.
Oh my god.
Yeah, hogging out right now. So you get to pick one of any of these servants for free.
Wow.
Completely for free. Just have to play at the right time. Excuse me.
I mean,
so
this is the no limited one.
Yeah, it's only unlimited in store locks. So so like we don't have to go through every single one of them. We can just like talk about the
highlights.
Ones that we think are the best. I probably should have prepared a little more ahead of time, but
I think one of them we'll both agree is Edison.
Which one?
What? Edison.
Oh, Edison. Oh, yeah. Okay. I didn't hear you say Edison. Okay. Yeah, Edison. I'd say Edison is a pretty solid pick. Yeah, but like I don't know. Like, look who he's next to.
Assuming it's MP1, I would, because like I do think, especially Edison's also like a story locked. Assuming MP1, you might not want DPSs, and yeah, he does have a damaging MP, but he really is not a DPS. He is like you might never use him honestly. Like I would say if you like funny comps like with specific units and whatnot, like weird synergies might suddenly pop up that makes Edison really good. So if you like fun, if you like fun and you're not a boring person, then he's wow. That's very condescending, but like, but he's a fun pick, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I called people boring on that video I made. Like if they don't use, I mean, it was kind of like a lighthearted jab for not using like cycle DPSs that die fast. But, I mean, that's just because most people don't play the game that way. Yeah. So Edison, yeah, he's nice because like he's a pretty decent support, and he isn't NP level restricted because like even if you have him NP 5, he's not doing damage. So
yeah.
So like you go in not expecting to do damage with him anyways. So, but yeah, he's got really nice effects that make servants better at what they're doing rather than just normal like numbers buffs. Because he's got cooldown reduction, he's got charge per turn, he's got overcharge, and those especially synergize well with other supports. So you can use him as a secondary support. He's got like the charge per turn and the stars per turn, which are really just ordinary effects, and he's got a lot of them, and they just got good uptime, and he's just really solid.
Yeah.
So
now
makes sense.
Let me raise a bait pick.
A bait pick? Is it Salter?
Yeah, it's. God damn it!
Got him.
It is Salter. So it depends on your MP level, I would say. If you already have Salter at like I don't know MP2, and you're like, damn, I really like Saber Alter in Heaven's Feel 3, and when she gets killed by Shiro, I shat my pants. Then yeah, sure, you should pick her. But if it's an MP1 pick, you gotta be very careful about that, because especially if you're one of those people that complain about Castle of Snow being inaccessible, Saber Alter might need Bond 10 for 1 a pen worth of coins.
Yeah. So my problem with that pick though, like if you're trying to go for multiple NP copies, that's one thing, but for me it's less so NP copies for damage and more so she's not gonna get that buff for another year. Like next time, like if you just want to use her for that, then like you've got a whole year to wait on that. So, but then again, like maybe you just want to sit really there rare. And farm Bond, and and she's rare. I feel like that's
why people want her.
You know what? I'm gonna make a different color. For like a servant that we recommend but only if you're like worried about them not being available, which is like hard to get more so than just like good gameplay wise. Red will be gameplay wise.
Any good buff ideas for Salter's charisma skill? Don't. Why does she need it?
Yeah.
You want OG Saber to fucking hang herself, bro?
See, this is the buff idea. First, you increase the attack to 20%. And then that's it. Then people will still complain about it because they focus on one skill instead of the entire servant.
If you've activated her charisma and she gained a bond level when she clears a quest, she gains 30 more coins. What a buff. That'd be pretty. I don't know. Just give her a 20 batter or something so she doesn't need a pen too. There you go. Saved.
Okay. Oh wait, hold on a second. Salter. Okay, yeah, it was. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say like, oh, wait, was it next year, or was it last year? But...
It was Annie. Right?
Or
it was the Tonalico year, right?
No, I don't think so.
Was it Arcade?
This is the. Oh wait, yeah. Oh wait, yes, it was the Tonalico. I was mixing Tonalico and Arcade. Yeah,
it was Tonalico. Yeah,
like blonde person, spread charge, multi-core good, NP effect scales, Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, with NP level, yeah, the same thing. AoE
It was a good
buster.
pick at MP. I don't know about Canis. I have Canis for MP1 for the longest time. She's just okay. She's like decent, but she's like eh. I don't actually think Canis is that crazy at MP1. She's just okay. She's better
She's
than a lot, but
yeah, she focuses more so on card damage. She's sort of
yeah.
like Gawain in that regard. Although now that Gawain has his NP upgrade, he's actually pretty decent for AoE.
Mm,
It's just for a long time he was like, okay, you go for card damage with him.
yeah.
Whereas with Canis, like yeah, same thing. You NP just so you can get the crit buffs, and then yeah, like her skills just don't look really that impressive at base, but they end up totaling to be pretty good.
Yeah. Zenobia or Percival? I mean, do you really desperately need an MP1 4-star Arts Looper? Like that is the question you have to ask yourself every time you pick a 4-star Arts Looper. I'm not saying they're bad picks. I think they're actually decent picks, but if you have a like SSR neutral at MP2, you would never pick those things. Like if you have a Spishtar at MP2, I don't think you'll ever pick that, unfortunately. Um
Hmm.
Zenobia's unusable input. Kinda. Like that's most MP1 4-star DPSs, unfortunately. Like the standards have just become higher throughout the
Yeah.
years, and looping is not enough anymore. You gotta do damage looping. It does help Percy. Yeah, Percy can do some solos and team support with the heal that heals the lowest health target, but I don't know. He's
I guess another way to look at it is like, okay, maybe you could get more NP levels on someone like him.
Yeah, because they're
Um,
permanent. Yeah, for sure. Compared to
yeah,
someone like Salter, where you're just not gonna get more copies
yeah.
ever. You
Although
can.
although to be fair, he is permanent. Like I don't like that line of thinking. Like okay, they're permanent, so you might get copies anyways. But
Yeah.
I mean, he's a 4-star. It's not like the flat argument because he's a 5-star, and like 5-star spooks are still way less
Yeah, yeah, the problem with
common.
Lee would actually used to be on my like sleeper list, but honestly, I think after Kagetora's recent buff, I know it's a long time, but like she's just better now, I think Kagetora
He's very much
post.
like an offensive utility type of servant.
Yeah, he has an MP upgrade. That's what allowed him to be like competitive. But like, I think Kagetora after she got the skill buff, it's not a super crazy skill buff, but like it made most of her effects 3 turns, and now it's just like, oh, okay.
Hmm, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Unfortunately,
yeah,
I don't want to put Lee on the list anymore.
yeah,
Like it.
yeah. Since Kagatora is going to be available as she will be next year. I mean, I guess like that might be a bit away, but it's like
You're
she's gonna
not
be.
in desperate need. Do you have fucking I don't know Summer Yume or like you're not in
It's
desperate
yeah,
need of a character like this.
it's not like single target low star lancers are like really lacking. It's just there's not very like I don't think there's any single target low star arts lancers. Unless
No.
we're talking Benkei, because he only landed one of the stuns. So
Well,
I guess
well,
that's
well
one target.
yeah. There's like there's no desperate need. Like it's the same. It's a similar argument with like AoE sloopers. Like I don't think there's actually a desperate need of a character like this, in your roster most of the time. Like if you really slow down and you think about, like, oh, do I really need this? Usually the answer is no. I'd say, um, and
I
yeah,
hate saying this, but I already forgot who we're talking about.
Lee.
Lee. Oh, okay. I thought we moved on already. Never mind.
Oh no,
Dude.
okay.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, it's that bad. Like, it's not like he's bad. I think he's completely solid. It's just like, I don't feel like there's much to say about him. I wouldn't super recommend him just because, like, there's other servants
A
that
great
you can
pick
use.
I have in mind is not on screen right now.
Oh,
Can you guess it?
can I guess who? Um,
I'm assuming MP1.
was it someone you just mentioned? Because you just mentioned a couple
I
servants.
didn't. I don't think I mentioned her. Oh,
Her. Oh, her, you say? Because I was going to guess something like Lon Lang or Chiron. Um, her. Is it Lakshmi? That's
no,
who I'd recommend.
is Wu Zetian, I think.
Oh, Wu. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Wu's a pretty good.
Yeah. Great
Uh,
utility piece if you don't want to use her as a DPS.
yeah. Oh, you know what? I'm actually... it has occurred to me that this blue thing is not very useful because there's not very many servants that fit in that, so I'm going to change the meaning of this to servants that are going to be useful after an upgrade later on. Because in that case, we can... who were we just talking about? That
Wu Zetian.
Wu? No, not Wu.
No.
I feel like we mentioned someone like, okay, yeah, later on they can be pretty useful. Maybe it was just that.
It was Kagetora. She's not,
yeah, that's literally the opposite thing. Like, okay, he's
Yeah.
a decent pick now, but later on it's not that useful. Oh, Kazgil. That's I thought of it several times. Kazgil is
true.
he is such a good pick for the ticket, but right now not so much because he doesn't have his upgrade. Like that upgrade
buff is insane.
Yeah, that upgrade was so good on him. Yeah.
It is. The number is very much like a premium like charge number, and he is. I think he's easier to use than Longling for arts buffs now, and it's just and he can do farming. I mean, he himself probably not gonna do a lot of damage with the MP, but like
it's like okay damage. It's just like if we're talking NP1, the fact that you can have them higher NP levels is one thing, but you can also get Seek later. So if you're looking for like just generic arts looping on a caster, then like we got free NP5 later on.
Yeah. So, I mean, the reason I'm against like assassin single target DPS is like Yangqing. I think Yangqing is very strong after upgrade. Like 50% crit ramp up on MP. It's insane, right, for a 4-star. But Ryogi Shiki, like that, the every single target every single target 4-star assassin gets killed by Ryogi Shiki if they're not at like higher MP levels, or most of the time actually not at MP5. They just, because Ryogi Shiki exist, you don't need them. That's the sad truth. There's just, when you need a single target assassin to do something, you're gonna go to Ryogi Shiki by default, and it just makes none of them really worth it, other than Wu Zetian, because Wu Zetian's like a support. Her MP is actually, like, obviously people talk about her quick support on her skill set, which is already pretty nice, but her MP is really good. Her MP has buff removal. Her MP has okay, it's just buff removal mainly, but
and crit damage, but that's not like team.
Yeah. It's the buff removal. Like I remember using the buff removal in a certain CQ with her. I think Minturn, I think it was like Andromeda's CQ or Minturn, and I used her for buff removal because she's a good choice. She also has buff block on one of her skills, right? Yeah, she has buff block on one of her skills. So it's like she has so much like support utility just from her skill set, and she also has like a buff removal on MP if you really need it desperately as a utility. So Wu has just a lot of different utilities. Just one of the best like 4-star supports in my opinion. And you can still use her as DPS if you want, because she has an upgraded MP, and if she lands Imperial Privilege, she actually has one of the highest single target assassin damage in the game. So
she just got that upgrade, so like she's up to date basically. I guess minus Mighty Chains, but that's coming in a couple months anyways. Finally.
Let's go.
So there's a couple other picks I feel like are kind of obvious ones. Like Estrella is just like easy pick. Although like I'd say she's generally not as important unless like if you've already got class coverage, then she might be nice to have. Even then, like if you don't have class coverage, she can help slot in for some other classes just because she's a really solid single target and she's arts, so she
You got her MP
synergizes.
upgrade already, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was a long
Yeah.
time ago. Yeah, just
Yeah.
having
So this
having a
is just, oh, it's case files, was it?
no, it was actually an interlude campaign, which that
Oh.
tells you like, oh yeah, that was a long time ago because it's been a while since we had an interlude campaign.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy. I mean, yeah, she is obviously. I think she's like, in terms of DPS potential, like she can go higher than a lot of 5 stars, and it's just like, and she's a neutral DPS, right? And it's just so broken.
Yeah.
You guys hear me? Or weird?
Oh wait, what? Wait, did you say AoE?
No. Can you still hear me? Because like my computer shows some weird thing disconnecting. I don't.
Oh, I can still hear you.
Okay. So yeah, she is very stupid. She has like specific utility with like evil giving units, of course, but just because it's upgraded MP with Invul Pierce, right? Very scary.
E? Damn, that's pretty low.
What?
I said E. Like, that's
Oh.
this is like a really low tier there, dude.
Yeah. So like her skill set is just okay. I don't think her skill set's anything crazy, but her MP is just so insanely good, right? And
Yeah,
like
yeah, and I was thinking of mentioning that. Someone in the chat said it. Super recollection quests. She's really solid on a lot of
yeah.
them, but I don't know. That might be more so just like focusing on mentor and stuff, and then also like super recollect. But to be fair, maybe that's just because most content around super recollection quests is just mentorns.
Because
But
it like there are stuff that you don't want to spend time on. For example, I think one of the biggest like
yeah,
uh, is like Arjuna altar, right? You don't want to linger. Like every
yeah,
turn you don't kill him,
yeah.
you're risking getting fucking one shot by
That's that. Yeah, that's how that boss fight was originally. Like it was supposed to be a damage rush, so they just made
yeah, and
that one
they,
aspect of it just so much harder.
yeah,
But
they fucking
but
float their
yeah, to be
HP.
fair, like I don't want to recommend something based off of a
Just
super
for super.
recollection quest
Yeah,
because
yeah.
most people aren't even going to bother with it. And like it's not like picking NP1 Astrea is just going to fix that anyways because you're still
I think
going to
she
lean
does
heavy.
actually. I
No,
think MP1 Australia can
you're
maintain it.
still going to
Maybe.
be leaning hard on other supports that you have. Like if you don't have Castoria, I don't think she's just gonna insta
What?
win for you.
Why don't you have Castoria? It's on
Yeah, I
radar right
guess to
now.
be fair, you can roll for her now,
It's your
but maybe you
it's
just don't
your
have.
fault. I'm joking. I'm
Maybe
joking.
they just don't have SQ.
It's
Maybe they blew it all on Morgan, which
it's your
is not a shock.
it's your
Eh,
sorry.
I still
But
think
anyways,
she's a solid option though. Like
yeah, like if you're upgrade, I would say if you're upgrading MP from like 1 to 2, Australia is like a very disgusting pick.
hmm,
Um, like she just I don't know. Like yeah, Recollection Quest does make her seem better than she. I don't want to even say that because she is very good, but like I understand a lot of people like her claim to fame is like, oh my god, she just did 20 million damage to Arjuna Altar. What the fuck, right? But like obviously that is not a reason to recommend a character. I would say like that's
hmm.
one fight for fucking 20 teapots. It doesn't really mean much, but that is sort of a showcase to how much damage she's able to do to evil. Another great target for her is Morgan. Super recollection. Obviously, I think you need a higher MP level for Morgan because Morgan doesn't actually take double damage. She's not a real berserker. She takes neutral. But still, like Morgan is another prime target for her to deal because Morgan on bar 3, if you drag on the fight, she's
Oh
gonna
yeah.
remove all of your buffs and just fucking kill you, right? So like, there's like, it's a fight. It's another fight that you do not want to linger at all. So
Yeah,
for a lot of this
that's just a
damage
really
reduction,
hard boss fight in general. But again, like super recollection quests, like exactly because it's so hard, a lot of people aren't gonna bother with it. Oh, sorry, I just said
yeah,
my mic.
yeah, it's only 20 teapots. Like it really is not a lot. Like it is just it's nothing. I'm gonna be real. Like 20 teapots is nothing, especially now. Like what Tunguska's over. Like what are you even gonna spend them on? Like there's not actually a lot of
Yeah,
good
dude,
things to
I
spend
have
on.
like almost 80 of them, and I have no idea where to put them.
Yeah, there's because like Bleach Earth Quest obviously doesn't exist in NA yet, so like there isn't a permanent good place to spend teapots. So like right now, teapots are genuinely not worth a lot. Like a teapot is worth like what? You double the like it's worth if you think about it, it's worth 40 AP. It's like fucking 4 bronze apples. Like who gives a shit? It's like worse. It's like 4 bronze apples, but you only get the bond instead of the drops. Like it doesn't. It's not worth anything, honestly. Like not like especially right now. 20 teapots. So it's what? It's like worse than 5 golden apples. I don't think people really care. So so like it is just whatever.
Yeah,
Well, a very much a whatever reward that you don't have to go for.
yeah.
The tick they
I'm
they
glad they
even
did that.
have the decency to put the ticket in the easy one, because like honestly, I think tickets also aren't worth anything. But like I know people like every like chance to pull the gacha, people want to have. So I am kind of glad they
Yeah.
did put the ticket in the
Yeah,
in the easy one.
I'm really glad they did that because like the only people that are gonna care about teapots anyway are the people that are gonna be hardcore about like farming, and like optimizing and shit. So
Yeah,
that's the people who are going to enjoy it the most, anyways.
yeah.
But another one. This is the one I'm planning on picking just because I don't have her and she's just that useful. I think Faker is a really solid option too.
Yeah,
Uh,
Faker for sure.
She has a
I,
she just has really good class coverage, and she's just an NP. Like you NP on someone, like she's got like 6 classes she gets bonus damage against, some more than others. And like you can give her any CE, she does bonus damage. Like you can give her Black Grail, and then even if she's NP1, she's still gonna do pretty decent damage.
Yeah,
Uh,
because the ability to use Black Girl. I will warn, of course, like if you're doing like 6 CE, and usually you're using single targets to kill like a mid wave, which usually has quite bulky HP, like 200,000 for example. She probably probably won't be able to do it, but like,
Yeah, I
but
mean, it's not like picking anything else on this list is going to be able
yeah,
to do that.
anything
She's
MP1 is just gonna be potato. Like
yeah,
that's the truth, especially
she's
with RNG upgrades.
it's just the thing is like she's a very easy NP. Like you might not main DPS with her, but you can like have her show up and clear a bar and die. Like
Yeah.
like she's still gonna do decent damage against like a berserker or like
Mhm.
even if the night classes are going to be kind of yikes because she's only getting 50% bonus against them, she's still just going to like she does some damage and then she's got a taunt to get herself out of there.
And I also genuinely believe if you want to deal with an alter ego, she's an okay counter.
Hmm.
Like, like
Oh
you,
yeah,
you get like even at MP1 you can use like for example a big like story boss's alter ego is Dolman Tree. She can easily kill Dolman Tree at MP1 like solo, like no problem. So like
yeah. To be
so
fair,
you
like in
know
a situation like that, you can just borrow someone's like comma
yeah, comma yeah that's
or
true.
that. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
she's still decent. Out of all the DPSs, she's one of the better ones, I guess is the way to
yeah.
put it.
If of course if we bring that type of logic into it, like okay, you can like why pick any of these main DPSs when you can just borrow someone else's that's better. But I feel like she's more resistant to that
Yeah, I
because
think any
just
form of farming
because
utility
just because
is
she's
resistant to the argument.
yeah, her best use case is not as the main damage
Yeah,
dealer anyways. So like
yeah,
if you're doing a multi-core setup, like she might be able to take out like let's say there's an enemy wave that's like one target that's like 50k or 60k. She can kill that off, and then you've got like all the rest of the support goes onto that onto the other servant. Or maybe there's 2 waves that she might be able to kill, and then you can have her NP twice because you got enough battery. Dude, Castoria is so ridiculous. Like, just so much AoE charge.
yeah.
It's so ridiculous. But
Yeah, Faker's is a really good servant. Like it's Wander Battery. It's Wander Battery and it's not Cersei. There you
Oh
go.
yeah,
That like
yeah. Also, if you're lacking something like Kentucky for door farming, yeah. I mean, she'll do that for you.
yeah,
She does double damage to casters.
yeah. She has a like full rider. She just her class advantage full complete with the when she has rider one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody asked Liz earlier for support. I honestly think she
Nah.
fell off a little bit.
Nah.
I think her buff is solid, but like it's one buff removal. I don't think it's worth it.
I still think that. I think that not Santa Martha, maybe Santa Martha, but more so Santa Nightingale is just a flat out upgrade over, because like
Yeah,
you still
like
get the same thing, but instead of 40% attack and 20% defense down, you get like 30% MP damage, 20% crit, 20% attack, and then you
Liz
also
is
get the
like
heal and the debuff cleanse. And,
Liz is like marching into TA territory where like, oh, because I need the raw numbers and 30% defense down and 20% defense down and 40% attack up is very big numbers. So it like specifically it's more damage than Nightingale. Then yeah, okay, but like that's specifically TA territory. So I know how much people don't like that. So
yeah. I think I saw someone in my server going for Steno just because she's so hard to get coins for. Like she's someone that loves her pins, but it's so hard to get them because she's unlimited.
he's like okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Nido Chris?
like like now that I think of it, she actually has a good bit of overlap with Liz as a support because they both have the buff removal. It's
Yeah.
just she's
And the
more
double
focused
buff.
on she's more focused on one target though instead of AoE.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest though. I'd prefer full buff purge on one than
Yeah,
one off of
I
three.
agree. I agree. I mean, okay, Nidochris. The thing with Nidochris farming is, I actually think her insta death rate is too low compared to Nido. I think it's lower than Nido Alter and like.
We might just be spoiled by Domon though.
Yeah, but I've been trying to use her in because she's lower cost. I've been using her in like the that node with the fucking coin things in or like Bleach Earth. She doesn't have consistent insta kills compared to the other units. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I guess she's still fine.
I still think that setup that I saw Rio doing with double Vitch on caster Nudicrous is so funny.
Oh yeah,
it's such a funny idea.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Like you can double stack the death success.
Yeah, I think Nido Alter it procs twice, so it's like
she's an okay like one wave clear, but
yeah.
I don't know if I'd recommend her. I feel like
the thing with Nido Alter is
I feel like you might get more mileage out of Helena. Like I mean,
I disagree. I think Helena sucks. I'm sorry.
I mean, like, I understand. It's just like I don't know. Like if you can't instant death them, she's not gonna kill them.
Yeah, I agree. She's not a good pick.
I wouldn't recommend either of them.
Yeah,
to be honest.
I agree. I don't think she's a good pick, but I think Helena is like, especially okay. What's Helena's charge spread again?
It's 20% AOE.
Yeah, and then self,
she's
30 self.
Yeah.
Does sound familiar? Just pick the better one.
Yeah, Casgill, who doesn't have the buff yet.
Yeah, well, okay. Are you desperate in need of a Helena? Like, it's yeah. There you go.
I mean, if you got Sieg, there's no reason to pick either of them, really.
Yeah.
Unless you're like multi-coring and just gonna have Nudicrous kill one wave and then do whatever the hell else with others.
I think especially like right now in this stage of the game, unless you're a really new player, like are you ever in desperate need of a 4-star that needs to do anything? I think right now it's more viable than ever to pick for future proofing, because like do you really fucking need this character? Like I don't think most people here needs like a 4-star to desperately fill a role. Like I don't think any of them would actually see much play until they get their buff for most people. Like I think it's more of a you like this character and you pick them and they're rare, or you're future proofing for a very strong buff that's coming, like Salter. Even though I think Salter's bait because she still needs to be a higher MP level than 1. But don't you like Chiron? Chiron, I think Chiron's really good.
I was thinking of mentioning him.
But the thing is, Chiron as a pure support, I think kind of fell off. I think Chiron as support is whatever. Like
yeah, he's
a
good
main
as a
DPS. Yeah, because he has anti-earth, he has upgraded MP. He's a good DPS. But once again, the thing with picking DPSs is if you only have him at MP1, I don't think it's like that crazy. I mean, what do you have in substitution? I guess Kuro is not that great, but and Kuro's still fine. Like MP5 Kuro versus MP1 Chiron. I forgot the damage calc for that, but like if I have MP2 Chiron, sure. Like I don't know. If you're raising his MP level is really good. I would say like it's a great pick, but at MP1 these things are just.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. If I had to recommend a single target archer, I'd either go
Ash Fataman. Right?
Yeah, either Ash or Tristan because they're both really solid picks. Ash is easier to support, although Tristan I'd say is a bit more self-reliant, self-sufficient, not reliant.
Wins against Earth. That doesn't. What I mean is like general damage. I'm assuming MP2 Chiron beats Kuro at MP5. That's usually how it goes, but yeah. First,
if I would say Canis because like this is ultimately like disclaimer for this. I should have said this earlier. Ultimately, the best pick for this ticket is whoever you like the most because this is your one chance to guarantee getting them. These tickets do not come around very often. It's like every couple of years. If the thing you want on the list is on here, just go for that. Like, fuck meta, honestly.
Especially you said establish account. Like, the thing as well with this is if you're willing to wait a bit, like, Evocation Shop kills all of, like, most of these things.
Yeah. Yeah,
like Evocation Shop just fucking kills most of these DPSs at MP1. Like there's almost zero reason to pick these over Evocation Welfares. Like it's just these are like at this point for personal preference over practicality. Like other than very specific support picks like Kazgil, but Kazgil's permanent, right? Even though I actually don't have a lot of MP copies of him on JP for some fucking reason. But like Kazgil's
like 3 times on my ult somehow. It's nice.
Yeah, or like Edison, who's a rare support that can have good future uses, and you don't have any preferences other than those specific picks. I'd say just go for whoever you like because like most 90% of them you're not gonna fucking use them. Like I'm sorry, welfares really do be killing 4 stars, but that's just how it is. Like imagine picking a Saber, right? I mean, it's a long way. Still, this is a long time coming, but like imagine picking a single target Saber and then they have to compete with I'm not even gonna say Iori, right? Like they have to compete with I don't know fucking Hokusai. Like if you have arts, like Hokusai is probably one of the better ones. Or like Santa Karna is a good one. And of course, eventually Iori is gonna come out and you're just gonna be like, what the fuck am I doing, right? Like it's just there's for DPS specifically, there's almost no point in picking for practicality over preference for this kind of 4-star stuff, unfortunately. So yeah, that's my take at least.
But yeah, like the best types of things. It's generally just like support type stuff because they don't care about NP levels as much. Like I feel like Lakshmi is actually a decent pick. I'm not sure if you'd agree on that, but like
I mean,
I like her
I think
support.
Her support is fine. Yeah,
it's not what everyone wants because a lot of people who want servants to support, they want stuff that team-wide supports, whereas she's more geared towards supporting one servant. But I
know they do different things, but I do believe Habertrot hurts her a little bit. I mean, okay, never mind. Habertrot's gender specific. I lied.
Yeah, and also Habitrot doesn't really give you anything offensively. It's just harder defense. But Lakshmi, like gives you like more offensive stuff, like 50% Stargen, 50% crit, and 20% attack. Like that just makes you a crit servant for several turns.
Yeah, Lakshmi's a really good one, I'd say. Like there are a lot of cases where I actually prefer her over Londling. Like if I'm not looking to using their MP anyways, I think I prefer over Londling in a lot of cases. Like she's also not like card specific, so yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll put a box over her for me, for sure.
But
'Cause
yeah, like
I
DPSs are
like
just like obviously some of the. Oh, I guess we should mention Barghest because like her DPS is like MP1 is fine. I don't know. Barghest is a popular pick, right? Did we get a ticket?
she's definitely gonna be one of the. She's
That,
also on banner right now, but she's on a split
uh,
rate up. I think there's like 3-4 stars rated up, so yeah, good fucking luck there. But if you're rolling for Castoria, maybe you'll get her. Another NP level on her is nice, but her NP damage isn't really that great, but she's like a card DPS. Like all of her buffs apply to her cards, and she's got a Buster deck, so she's pretty easy to support in that regard. I personally like her gameplay a lot, and I think she's a pretty decent saber. But
yeah.
I think a lot of people's issue with her is just her MP damage is not that great. But I love the damage uptime, and I love the fact that she can exist on the field for a long time with no help.
Yeah. Somebody mentioned Nero. I think Nero is a character that kind of wants MP levels, unfortunately. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
she has really solid skills post, but like I think her skills are actually so stacked after her buffs. Um, like even if she misses everything on Imperial Privilege is a lot, but like once
Is it
again, you
is it fair
you
to give her the blue box then? Because she doesn't have that buff yet.
no, because
No.
I think she's still pure DPS and you
Yeah,
don't
I,
need to pick her.
I I feel like she has a lot of the positives that Bargas does, but she doesn't quite have the damage.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then she needs like that's why she needs MP because like she's not doing card damage. Like it's just
yeah.
like her entire kit is helping her live and then get her MP back with like cards or MP charge or whatever. So like you do want to spam her MP unfortunately, and yeah.
Should you bother to take Pent's third copy for more MP damage? Um,
I think
Penth,
Edison's a better pick. Like unless Penth is like your
yeah,
favorite
if you're
character.
going NP2 to NP3, I think Edison's probably a better pick, but I mean, Penth does have some decent uses. I'm not sure if I'd recommend her, but in some ways she does sort of fit the same type of role as Faker, because they both get their NP pretty easily, although hers is not as easy to get. But she also has team buffs before she goes, and she dies really easy.
I mean, yeah. I mean, multi-core farming. I don't think her multi-core farming is that crazy. I mean, she has some utility for it. I don't think it's that crazy. So unless Penth is like your favorite character, I would say Edison's probably a better pick. Because like, okay, assuming you're just picking these characters and holding them anyways. But if your Penth is Grail, then I would say Penth. Like,
Yeah,
like
it also just depends on how often you think you'll be using her. Because, like, if you have, like, a good roster of supports, if you have, like, a lot of 5-star options, Edison isn't really that necessary.
yeah, he's
there
only
is,
for funny comps. He's
yeah,
like for weirdo shit.
yeah, he's not going to be, like, replacing 5-star supports, that's all I'm
Yeah,
gonna say.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's for weird stuff.
So how do you feel about casters? Because, like, the single target casters aren't really that great, but assassins can be a bit of an annoying thing to deal with, just because there's uh, a lot of casters that aren't really that great at DPSing.
Mm.
Uh,
Single
again,
target
like,
caster, I would not pick any of them. Sorry.
eh, well, I'm
Like
sorry, Shiva, I tried.
I used to be I would used to like maybe recommend Cersei because she's full charge, but even then I'm like, and now it's just why just pick Faker, bro. And like the thing is they just don't do damage. Like it's not a caster's issue even. It's just they don't do damage. I know what you mean. Like I guess you have shoot 10 still if you really want to counterclass, and like if you're just doing damage, you can just pick fucking I don't know. You can pick Jerker or I don't even the one I hate to recommend, Mechaliz. If you're trying to nuke a assassin boss, do you know how much more damage Mechaliz is gonna do than any of these people?
Yeah.
I shit talk her kid and say she's like bad and outdated, but like, do you know how much more damage she's gonna actually do to these people? Like, it's insane. It's insane. Like, she would literally delete them compared to these casters. That needs to, like, they probably need to MP 2 times to make up for the damage for one Mechaliz MP. So like, I don't know. I think it's from a gameplay perspective, most DPSs are already not worth picking, and especially casters, it's just a no for me at least.
Yeah.
Like, I'm even sussing out people like Ashe. I mean, Ashe is really good though, so I think Ashe is fine even at MP1, but like I am kind of like suspicious because like the welfare is just like you said, welfare has really ruined a lot of this this kind of arguments, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you don't have any desperate need right now for a single target archer, then why wouldn't you just wait for, I don't know, fucking Saika, right? Saika's like better than a lot of these, like, and she's like, I would say she's better than all of them at MP1, MP5 versus MP1. So it's just,
I get that.
yeah.
Another
question.
So, we mentioned Lon Ling earlier. You said like Kazgill's going to be better for arts.
Not really
supporting than
better,
him,
but like I prefer
easier.
because I prefer. I think if you MP with him like enough times, he would definitely be better than Kazgill as a pure support. But I think I say Kazgill's easier to use in my opinion. So
part of the reason I prefer Kazgill is because like they both do kind of the arts crit support thing, but Kazgill, like, he NPs and he makes stars and he NPs really easily, whereas with Lonling, he wants to NP, but he kind of struggles to. Like, I mean, you'll usually use the battery on himself, but then that's another thing, like, you're gonna use the battery on himself instead of
for
like
buff
AoE
chance.
batter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And their buff values, I'd say, are really comparable now.
Yeah, very comparable.
Because, like, Kazgill, he's got, like, 21% attack, but then he's got another 20% defense down, so that's versus his, I think Lonling has, like, is it 20% attack on his MP, or is it 30%?
I think it's 20.
Because he has 20% on his invuln skill.
Oh, then it's probably 30. There might be 30. I think he has really high numbers if you combine his MP and his skills. But like,
yeah, he has a little bit higher because he's got 50% attack effectively, and then 20% arts and 50% crit. But then Kazgill has 40% attack effectively. And I kind of prefer the 30% arts over the extra 20% crit or 10% attack.
It really depends on what you want to do, but
and
like you said, I think Lonling's...
Also, stars. Stars are so much easier to get with them.
Yeah, I think Lonling is just, you need to use his MP for him to feel worth it, and like you don't always get to do that, unfortunately. And it's just, I don't know. He's just okay. I don't think he's anything too crazy.
Yeah. He's all right. Like, he's a pretty good support. It's I don't know.
It's not just tell Lonling's drain. Well, the thing is, can you really spam his MP enough? My problem with him has always been you need to use his MP for him to feel like worth it. And sometimes, depending on your comp, you don't get to use his MP.
Yeah.
Like, Kazgill star generation also relies on his MP, but he had his star generation buff is for everyone as well. So if you have an AoE arts person,
yeah, 100%. 100% is a lot better than 50%. Like, because they both have star gen buffs. It's just 50% with an NP that doesn't hit versus 100% with an NP that hits like 30 times. Like, I'm gonna prefer Kazgill's.
Yeah, he's just easier to use. That's why I use the term easier, because I don't think necessarily he's better. I just think he is so much easier to use, and you just click a couple of buttons. You can still use his MP isn't useless, but like you don't have to use it. And like overall, it's just a lot comfortable to use, in my opinion, compared to someone like Lon Ling, who is like more of a like y'all saw my reaction to someone like Aoko. Like I'm like, man, I have to use one fucking extra MP to turn her into extra Aoko, super Aoko, not extra.
Extra
fuck.
out.
Super Aoko. Damn, that sucks, right? Like I'm lazy like that. All right, so like, not lazy. I genuinely think like, sometimes having the user and like I don't know. I just think it's easier for it's what was I gonna say? Fuck.
I don't think that's what you were gonna say, but
So
it's out there now.
I just think having to use RMP is a bit annoying. Like it's just, especially for these kind of supports, it's just like they're not Castoria. They don't get their MP for free. Like they have to work for it, and it's just ugh.
I think
I know Alco's in FedEx, right?
I think for the most part, that's it.
Plushy, did you use any of them as support for Minturns last year? The funny thing is okay, never mind. I did. The only 2 units I used for Minturn supports in the entire list for last year was Liz and Wu Zetian. I think.
Yeah.
Because Liz can be level 40 or level 1. And Wu Zetian is Wu Zetian. I don't think I've used any other option.
Yeah,
as a team
and
support.
part of the thing about Liz as a support, if you want her to be like level 1 or level 40, you gotta have you're gonna need another copy anyways. So
who doesn't have Liz though? Like I'm real, who the fuck doesn't? Everybody
if
hates
you already
her.
got Liz, then why pick her?
Everybody's like, oh my god, it's Liz. So yeah, like why are you even picking Liz? I thought everybody hated Liz. Anyways.
Yeah. I'm very cozy right now. It's very hot in my room. There's the droning of a fan. It's just perfect nap conditions.
Oh, bro, I didn't get this joke when I first saw it.
Whoa.
Let me show you.
Oh no. What am I being shown?
Cause it's Twitter, get it? Cause like it's Robin.
You see, this is my reaction.
It's fun. It's a cool dude. When I first saw this, I thought it was real. I was like, why the fuck did they update the icon to this? Well, it doesn't make any sense. Oh.
That's what happens when you use it 13 times. It gets crossed out because
please,
you
that would
ran
be
out.
so funny. Please, after you use it 13 times, please change this to the X icon. Please, that would be peak servant aesthetic design.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
I don't have Liz. I will not consider picking her. Good choice.
Said she's got like a little power star here. Hold on, I can fix this. It's so funny that the castle theme from Mario 64 started playing when I said that. See, now it's a power star.
Bruh.
It took
really
was 2 little lines.
Star. I mean, it is 5. Oh no, it's not 5 guts. It's the one that gives her Solemn. It is kind of a power star. It's the one that gives her Solemn's defense every 2 turns. She is kind of invincible with that.
Slightly better.
Yeah, that's funny. Alice is really cool. I kind of want MP2, bro. I don't know if I can afford MP2, but I kind of want MP. I hope I get lucky with her because she's so funny.
There we go.
Her gameplay is so cool. I want to solo a lot of stuff with her. I have a lot of ideas in mind already after seeing her kit today. I hope I get really lucky with her, but I don't think I will. That's just how new servants recently has been to me, unfortunately. But
I got an edit. Hold on a second.
Yeah. But yeah, Alice. I don't actually know if Alice is gonna be like the best thing ever, just because Dude, AoE caster DPS, especially if we only have it at MP1, her damage is gonna be so doo-doo. So I don't think people are gonna actually find her to be
Oh,
really
that's
broken.
fucking.
It's just like people don't really think the rats are broken. You know what I mean? Like I think obviously they do very different things, but I think they're in very similar camps where their entire kits are just so solid, and then if they're in a better class, people would just go crazy. But then she's in a caster class. Like
There we go.
she should absolutely, man. I mean it makes sense. She's literally a witch. I don't know why she's like yeah, she is caster, but man.
Oh yeah, you're right. I do need like a little pixel of white. Now it just looks like it's crying.
Bruh.
It's cursed.
But yeah,
I
Alice.
I played Super Mario 64 and then the Power Star started crying and I saw creepy Mario with hyper-realistic blood on his eyes.
Will Alice get the penguin costume? She has a penguin costume. It's probably gonna be not an Ascension.
I feel like
it's gonna be like Alco.
I feel like it's as likely as Alco getting the bunny costume.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of her skill animations where she turns into a penguin. Like, but yeah, I mean, I really like her kit, and she looks so fun, man. She's a type of servant that I would really like for content and stuff. And her animations are cool.
That's better, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like this eyebrow meme is really funny to me. I don't know why it came up.
Bruh. I can't wait. I hope she comes out tomorrow, but she comes out on Wednesday.
Does
May
she?
1st.
I thought. Oh,
she comes
yeah,
out on
the
May
first
1st.
is.
Yeah, it's Wednesday. Well, it's Tuesday, technically, our time. So that means I have to rush out the fucking Alco hot take soon. Damn it.
Oh,
I wanna do it before Alice comes out.
And by that
So-
time, I might be starting out my new job.
Ooh, nice.
'Cause,
Good luck on
I
the
got
new job.
orientation tomorrow night.
Nice.
I'm gonna get oriented properly.
Good luck. Good luck.
Yeah. I'm glad to be moving back into that. Hopefully they like me more than my last job did. But, I don't know. It's ironic because it's, like, right next to the place, like, it's right next to my first job. So, it's,
Alcohol top take.
I'll go back there.
Alcohol's pretty good to be. I don't think that's a hot take. Actually, that is a hot take. Alcohol's pretty bad actually.
Well, like a hot. It only works. It only works visually, like with text, because sake and take don't sound the same.
Bruh.
Hot sake.
Yeah.
Anyways, my mind is melting right now. We ran out of. Well, I mean, we didn't run out of things to talk about. Hold on, actually.
It covered so much stuff today, man.
Yeah, dude. This was an efficient day.
Yeah.
Actually, just in case someone wants to screenshot it, just a reminder that the red ones are ones that we think are pretty decent recommendations as is. There's some that are a little bit weaker, so we didn't put them as red. The blue ones are good recommendations later on, like they get an upgrade like at least a year from now that are just gonna make them really good for the ticket. So they're more so good for the next ticket, because we get a ticket like, is it next year or is it the year after next?
I think I don't know. Next year.
Oh.
Next
It was
year,
after the last summer event.
right? Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
it was like
wow.
the start of the. Oh, it was the end of last year. I don't know, man. I'm losing track of time here.
Mm-hmm.
I feel old. I've been playing this game for 6 years, or 5 or 6 years, bro.
Alco hot take. Toko is the better sister. I mean, I agree. I often relate to Toko. I think I deserve more views than. Okay, I'm gonna stop.
What?
No. Basically,
Oh,
she's
no.
like, she thinks she deserves the thing more than Alco, and she's like always salty about it. And then she has two personalities, where where she can be like the nicest person ever, where you see her in K&K, and then her other personality is just
Damn.
her,
Dude.
her other personality is just me and VC. All right, let me just put it that way without spoiling. All right, it's just me and voice chat.
All the racial slurs. Got it.
No, oh, okay, that's not
No,
that.
I'm joking. He doesn't. Does he?
What?
No, I don't think so. If he
I don't,
says,
what do you mean? I don't say racial slurs.
I don't think he does. Yeah, I won't say. Yeah,
Coco?
I'll say he doesn't.
Oh, you mean me?
Oh, yeah.
You mean me?
Aoka says racial slurs. Did you not know this?
Okay, no, that's that's too much.
Yeah,
Why
I don't know where this is going, honestly.
Why is it why is it about me again? Okay. Also because she's so fixed on her sister. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's a good life lesson. Like you always look at some other guy who has more views than you, and then you're like, damn, bro, I wish I could be as successful. But then you forget to look at yourself and look at how much views you got from the garbage you put out.
Hey, my Berserker video was not garbage. Thank you very much.
I didn't say you. I'm talking about me.
I know, but
I do like fucking looping demos.
I'm doing the opposite of projecting right now. Is that injecting?
I love doing like
Post-jecting?
fucking looping demos that take 2 minutes to make and just get views from it.
Yeah, dude. Can't wait for you to make a bunch of Alice videos, and the one that gets the most views is the looping demo.
It's gotta be the looping demo, bro. I mean, I already lost today because I didn't wake up in time. The most viewed Alice video would have been today's Alice video, where I don't even have her, but
I am.
I think Alice can probably BG Lupus Berserkers without plug, right?
Yeah,
Double
probably.
Scotty.
She has so much charge. Hold on. So 20%. She has 110% on her own. Wait, no. Ooh,
No.
Yes, 110%.
Actually, 100? No, it's
50%, 2 20%, and then also a pen.
Oh, a pen. You're right.
Yeah. So you just got to be able to refund like 40% twice.
But would it be funny if you bring Atlas with her, so you cast her third skill twice on one?
You know that actually. You know what?
I mean, that's just worse than Mage's Association, to be honest. But
you know that actually, he might have a point here.
No, but it is just worse than Mage's. Like Mage's is just 20 battery. That is 20 battery, but with extra.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't have. Actually, I lied. Mage's is the one I haven't maxed. I did max my Atlas. I just didn't max Mage's, so I should be using Mage's.
Some Mage's.
Yeah. I mean, she probably doesn't need anything. She just like, well, she probably doesn't even need a pen. You do skill 150 battery on the second turn if she refunds over.
Dude.
I mean, you put 2K for. I don't know, whatever. Just the fucking work. It works. It has to work. She has so much. She has so much. I don't know. Anyways.
Dude, I love farming events that have 50% bonus CEs. Because it's not because Buster looping. That's what people focus on when that happens. It makes team
building so much easier. Like,
yeah, dude, like I'm just using Domon, Morgan, and Ibuki. Like they just get their own NPs without help.
Yeah, they buff quality each other. Of life. Honestly, I think they should make that a norm, but also that will make raiding servants more difficult. Because, like,
100% battery, who cares?
Yeah, 100 batteries just become like overkill. I mean, not really, because if you have 100, that means you can MP twice very easily, right? You can do like you just need a spread 30 plus a pen 2 plus 50, and then you MP again next turn for free. So like it will make ranking farming servants a little bit more difficult if they just decided to do that all the time. But it is, I think right now raiding a servant based on farming is more difficult than ever. Because farming compositions are so unorthodox. You can do whatever you want, and as long as it works, right? So,
yeah. Honestly, I feel like people focus a bit too much on farming, because I mean, it's nice reducing tedium, but like, in most anything can farm these days. It's just like some
Yeah.
things don't hit damage checks, but then like okay, you just take a little bit longer, or maybe just go for a lower node. Like
I mean,
yeah,
I understand why, because farming is used to be easy to talk about, because it is like you can't really simulate what's going to happen in a CQ, but you can very easily simulate what's going to happen in farming. So like that's why like looping lists are like a thing. Like you'll never see a CQ like damage list something something. Like it's too, like you can't really do that. But farming is a very easy way to formulate
it's a
formulate
it's a lot more.
gameplay.
It's a lot easier to objectively analyze, basically.
Yeah. Because it's formulated. That's why a lot of most farming comps are called systems. Like if you go on to App Media and you look at what system, the definition of a system is, it's basically like you can swap out the main DPS, and then everything else remains the same. Which basically is like, you know, that's what farming is. It's like you can do very similar things, very similar team builds with different DPSs. But you know, nowadays it's starting to not be that way anymore, right? So I mean, yeah, so it is harder to analyze farming. I think that's a good thing. I genuinely think that's a good thing, because um I personally am very tired of talking about like for example, I think in my Alco video I will cut out her R slooping ability, because like what the fuck is the point talking about that?
Yeah,
Right? So like
yeah, just you can make some sort of funny joke about it. Just like
yeah,
why even bother?
I just think it is so like it's so boring that every time an arts unit comes out, like every time an arts AoE unit comes out, I don't want to review them, because like, oh, I have to do a looping comparison with other common arts AoEs, and you just feel like shit, right? So like it's just very boring. It's something I would rather not talk about, but I think it's something also, it's like it's less so I'm just pulling opinions out of my ass. I'm like actually using numbers to back myself up. So it's kind of conflicting for me as like a content creator, for like, you know, whether farming should be formulaic or not. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah.
Yeah. Some video I want to make. I want to make a video calculating how much of the game actually is farming, because it's
That is an interesting topic, because everybody says the 99% of the game is farming.
yeah, because I
That is
genuinely
I fucking hate that saying,
yeah,
but
because like I want to be able to do that just so I can point to something and say, no, this is actually how much it is, because I know that the people who say it don't have like an actual number. It's just an exaggeration.
yeah.
And honestly, I think part of the reason why so many people think that it's 99% of the game is because there's a lot of people in the community that make a habit of doing over 100 boxes every lotto, which is just like, how many boxes do you have to do to complete a lotto? Yeah, yeah, like you don't really have to do any boxes for most lottos, but it's recommended you do like 10 just so you get CEs,
I mean,
or whatever.
okay.
Like Christmas lottos, you don't have to do any farming to complete.
To give you a perspective, I usually farm 150 to 200 boxes. Right? That's a lot. But do you know what I do in this game?
What's up?
I fucking lore every random bullshit that comes out for like 2 videos.
Yeah.
I lore I double lore I'm gonna double lore Alice, like skill 1 and skill 3 at least, right? So like most people just not gonna do that. I pull on every character. That's why I'm always out of lores. I pull on every fucking character and I lore at least 1 or 2 of their skills, right? Or sometimes a pen 2 even. So like I am literally a person that almost maxes every unit, and yes, I get short on golden mats sometimes, but like in terms of like experience and QP, I have to farm like 100 to 200 boxes every lotto, which is a lot less than how much a lot of the other content creators farm. So like, I'm not saying what they're doing is wrong. I'm just saying like, even like, yeah, they're also content creators. Like even if they they pull for every character, they max every character, they're still gonna be overkilling on materials like 100% of the time. So you do not need to farm.
Not doing 100 boxes is why you got mat problems. No, the reason I have mat problems isn't because I don't farm enough boxes. The reason I have mat problems is because I roll too many fucking servants. Like I've literally rolled hundreds of 5 stars if you count individual copies. That is what fucks me up with mats. Because
Yeah,
like I wouldn't be having mat issues with Aoko if I didn't roll for Aoko.
yeah, and
So
if you don't care about testing her out at maximum potential, because like I do think her skill 1 and 2 should be lured for like a lot of her cool stuff to I think the 4-turn cooldown solemn defense is super important. I think the 100 charge on skill 2 is super important. So like I think a lot of servants, like when you evaluate them, you kind of have to put a couple lures in them, and I am a person that is not that smart. When like sometimes when I just read a servant's kit, I can't tell how good they are. I need to like test them for sure, especially someone like Aoko, because like yeah, you can look at her numbers and her numbers are fucking crazy, but like like I use them and I sometimes it doesn't really reflect what actually happens.
yeah,
So
and another thing is like the mats that I'm sucking on the most, it's like silver and gold mats. It's not bronze mats. I do actually farm a decent amount in lottos. It's just like feathers. Everyone takes feathers. Like I'm rolling older servants as well, and I'm having to level them. Like like what really just shot me in the ass with feathers is Proto Merlin, who I haven't had until recently. And it's just like, ugh. Like I most people who roll as many servants as I do are also willing to use that SQ to refill on farming. And I don't like using SQ on farming, and I don't like farming enough to actually have to use SQ on farming. So, I just feel like it's kind of a waste of money, you know? Like I can tolerate servants being at 4 for like another month or so. Like I understand like for someone like Plushy, like you gotta get servants lured up and stuff ASAP for videos, but
yeah,
for
me when
me,
I lure a character for looping demo, that is the worst feeling ever. I have a character that I lured just for one fucking video and I never use them again. But like that's just what happens, man. That's what happens
yeah,
sometimes.
yeah, it, yeah.
Do you know how many battery buffs I've lured as well for just fucking one video? I lured Raiko's battery, I'm pretty sure. I lured Karna's battery. I'm never gonna use any of them. Like I lured
Oh, jeez, you maxed out Karna's battery?
yeah.
Oh,
I
it's not the lore that I'm concerned about. It's the fact that he takes like hundreds of proofs.
Yeah, I lured Okita J Soji's battery and a pen too for one fucking video. So like I guess looping demos aren't that free to make after all. It costs a lot of lores. It doesn't cost a lot of fucking brain power, but it costs a lot of lores. Like there are genuinely servants I would never use that I just lore. I just double lore for no fucking reason. Just oh yeah, I have to do a looping demo. So that's what's gonna happen with Alice. There you go. Oh my god, man.
Oh, dude,
I'm gonna
progressing
be
through
so
this.
sad when like fucking Summer Koyen comes out and I don't have lores anymore. Amazing,
Damn,
man.
damn. Yeah, I'm wondering, like what is happening this summer? You know, like
I mean,
we just went through like some of the most obvious picks for summer.
yeah.
Like
Now it's like every Lost Build 6 character is off the menu now. Everybody's like, everybody's going back to Aresh.
unless they go with Habitron, which like it's kind of
No.
weird. But like, I mean,
Dude, what are you gonna put her in a fucking pocket? She's how small she is. She's like you can fit her in a beach ball, bro. Like she is tiny. She's like Hammond from fucking Overwatch or something in the beach ball. I don't know. Summer Koyen. I do on Summer Koyen. I am looking forward to Summer Koyen. Please.
I feel like Summer Passion Lip is gonna happen this year, just because like
Oh, the interview?
yeah, the interview happened and they joked about it, and then it went fucking trending all over the place for a while. Like, they have to know that there's a lot of people that want it now. Like even Wada Arco, she weighed in and was like, yeah, I want to do this too. But I kind of understand why they like. I'm kind of afraid of what she'd do with Passion Lip, honestly. And I mean,
Man,
I'd be here for it. I am a Lip fan, but like, geez, dude. Like we've seen her non-lip designs on Summer Servants, and they're kind of crazy at times.
yeah. I mean,
Anyways, it's been like almost 3.5 hours, so I think we should probably be wrapping up. Um, yeah, we got to cover a lot of things today. Like all
yeah.
the things that I wanted to cover, I think. Unless there's something else, but I think that's it. So, yeah, best of luck on your Alice rolls here soon.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I hope it is. Well, no, it's 2 days after my birthday. Never mind. I don't get the birthday buff anymore. Big sad.
Damn.
But yeah.
Oh yeah. Did we mention that at all this?
You did. I think you
Yeah,
did.
we did
Or
before
stream.
before Smobcast. But yeah, tomorrow is Plushie's birthday. Everyone
Yay.
tell Plushie happy birthday, because by the time this
Thank you.
video goes up, it's gonna be his birthday. Yeah.
Thank you.
Birthday
Thank you.
boy. Birthday boy. Yeah.
Thank you. Can I my birthday present this year? I hope I will get Summer Koyan or something.
And for a low, cheap price, for sure.
I mean, look,
Yes. Why would you not say yes?
I would say yes, but like if she's an SSR, I can actually buy a copy with USO. So I am
Oh
hoping
Jesus.
she's
Dude.
SSR. Please make her S. Also, like they don't gimp 5 stars. If she's a, oh my gosh, please make her like so broken or something. I don't know.
Yeah, she'll be a quick support.
I mean, okay. Koyan Light is a Buster support. She's also a good DPS.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I guess Summer Scotty's kind of a good DPS too, in my opinion. So,
she's been
anyways.
doing a lot of min turns. I saw actually recently, which is really fun.
It's super effective. It's nice. It's nice having super effective.
Anti-lawful me.
But yeah, happy birthday, and see you all next week on next episode of the Smobcast, where we do something. I don't know. We might get a guest. Who knows?
What, Rio?
I mean, I don't know. He's sort of like a tertiary member at this point.
Oh, who's a guest? I don't know. Oh, should I not spoil it? Okay, I'll not spoil it.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking of asking around. That's it. Yeah,
okay.
that's it. See ya. Bye bye.
See ya. Bye bye.